announcement has been paid for by the Rated R Wrestling Podcast.
Rated R Wrestling Podcast. Go! Uncensored and unapologetic. Rated R Wrestling starts now.
Hey yo! What's going on, everyone? This is Aaron, aka Stud Muffin Supreme.
And I'm Bo Lester.
And I'm Michael the Motherfucker, and this is the Rated R Wrestling Podcast.
Yep, Rated R Wrestling Podcast, episode 10.
10, the magic double digits.
10.
Shout out to Ty Dillinger.
Or Sean Spears.
Yeah, this is the perfect 10.
Shout out to the 10 boys.
10.
Y'all should be a tag team.
Oh, you gotta do it like Undertaker did at WrestleMania that one year. He went
What?
when he did 10.
Yeah.
He did the slow count.
Yeah, he did the slow count, but
Yeah, anyway, this is December 15th, 2025. Today's episode is going to be a doozy, folks, because given the timely event that just happened the other night, Saturday night's main event, John Cena's final match, we are going to be doing a John Cena career dive, going over pretty much the highlights of his career, kind of like what we did with the Outsiders the other day. And then we're kind of just going to go over our memories, our thoughts, what we felt like, where we were at as a fan during each era of Cena's, reign at the top. And then we'll give our final thoughts when we make it to his retirement match that just happened the other night. And this guy is giving cunnilingus to a strawberry frosted donut.
Here on the uncensored,
unadulterated,
and unadulterated
and apparently
Rated R Wrestling Podcast.
And apparently unwatchable, to some fucking dick. I hope he's watching this one again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make it more unwatchable. See this?
Some guy commented on our last video and said we were unwatchable. That should have been part of our tagline.
Well, your mom wasn't unwatchable.
We'll work on that for you.
Yeah, so just keep watching. No pun intended. All right. So, does anybody here remember their first memory of being exposed or seeing John Cena?
Yes. I remember it like it happened, maybe not yesterday, but maybe a few weeks ago. And that was the Ruthless Aggression segment. The classic WWE intro to John Cena. He came out, all puffed up, all the Kurt Angle. And Kurt said, "What do you have that makes you think you can beat me? Da 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 da. Ruthless Aggression."
Smack.
The bitch slap.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you're going way back. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's my first memory of John.
What about you, Kyle?
Mine was obviously the games and all that was the video games. So Here Comes the Pain and Raw 2 and all that's where I first saw John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got memories when he was, still doing the basic thuganomics,
Yeah, we didn't really watch a lot of SmackDown back then, so we didn't see him a whole lot.
Now, see, I had the inverse. I watched all the SmackDown, but I could not get Raw, so I saw all this. I wanted that album he made so bad.
Oh, that album's actually good.
I wanted it so bad. I even looked to I went to Radio Shack of all places trying to find it, and they're like, "We have blank CDs."
Hey, Tom, do we have a John Cena basic thuganomics?
You can't see me.
Yeah.
You can't see me album.
Granted, I was young. I looked at Walmart and Radio Shack and went, "Oh, I can't find it," and that was it.
Look for the album with the big fucking spinny thing on it.
Yeah. Well, for me, the first vivid memory I had of John was it was an episode of SmackDown where him and Chris Benoit are fucking with Paul Heyman, and they put him in
Chris?
Yes. Benoit's got Paul Heyman in a submission, and John's trying to get Paul to do something, and every time Paul says no, he goes Chris, and then Chris just cranks.
It increases the pressure on the hold.
Yes, that's my first legit memory of John Cena.
Then he puts soap in his mouth or something.
Yes, I think that was the same.
That
segment.
was when Heyman was the GM. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was fall of 2003, I think. Maybe beginning of 2004, something like that. It was in that time frame. So yeah, that. But then so and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I liked his rapping. His insults were pretty catchy. So so we all kind of have a little bit in the same. You're a little bit earlier, but like I said, I wish I saw that one live because that was a big moment. Him and Kurt.
Big moment for short tights John Cena.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All his many different colors.
And his generic ass music.
Let's not forget his spiked hair that kind of had like little horns on the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's too bad we never.
He used to have kind of longer hair at the top.
Well, he did, because when he was the prototype, he had like slicked back hair and kind of like a little tail or something.
Yeah.
I believe I shared this to the group, and if not, I'll double check back and put it to the group. I shared a post today on Facebook, and it was the one time prototype had John Cena had ever teamed with. I think
It was Rico, wasn't it?
Rico, yeah, it was his tag team partner.
That was his.
no, it wasn't Rico. It was someone bigger, like Undertaker or. I shared the video to the group, but it was a very rare one-off tag team, and Cornette's calling the match.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's when Ric Flair wrestled him.
Yeah, it was Ric Flair.
Ric
Oh,
Flair.
yeah, this was
yeah. I
It's got to be
that.
OVW. So
Yes. Ric Flair was handling him and his partner. I'm trying to remember who they were.
in a non-gay way too. So, yeah. And handling him, yeah.
Okay.
But yes, he was tag partners with Rico. They were the tag champions.
So, like I have it here in my notes, he began his career in 1999. I've made the joke he technically debuted in WCW during Ready to Rumble.
Technically, he was in there.
Technically?
But
John Cena was a WCW
he did.
guy.
He did debut in UPW Ultimate Pro Wrestling as the Prototype.
The prototype.
And I guess his gimmick was he was like half man, half machine sort of deal.
I mean, he had it on the mic from day one. Like
He had a gift of gab, as they say, boys.
Yeah,
Well, the prototype, I get it. His physical stature, he's pretty much the prototype of what you would look for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
yeah, he
very
was
fitting.
big, fucking jacked. You
If
know,
you were to make a blueprint, you would base it something off of it like that.
Yeah, and then that moved him to
Architects.
yeah.
Let us know how hard making blueprints is. I'm sure it's not easy.
No, probably.
I
not.
don't know shit. I don't know shit about this. So educate me. There you go. Someone else took my belch gimmick over here.
Yeah, so
Damn.
he then transitioned to Ohio Valley Wrestling, which was WWE's main developmental,
Sorry, folks.
headed by Mr. James E. Cornette. Shout out Jim Cornette. And he was part of a very decorative class that's contains some of the biggest and best performers that we've ever seen.
Yep.
The O2 class, right?
Yep, we had Brock Lesnar, Batista, Shelton Benjamin, Randy Orton, and there was somebody else one there. I know there was more than four, because like everybody talks about the main four, but like I think it's Shelton that's not mentioned in the main
it's
four.
Shelton Benjamin. He's part of that class. Yes.
Which I always felt he deserved a big push and just never got it.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
Especially after the thing with him and Triple H, the slap. Oh man, I thought that was gold.
Yes.
Oh, and then he beat him. Yeah. So
Yeah, he pinned him right there in the ring on Raw.
Right after he pumped him out.
Yeah.
So there were other talents too, like Charlie Haas, Rico, Victoria, Jazz, and Yuji.
Ah, Victoria / Tara.
Yep, about that. So, yeah. Hall of Famers in this
And you
group.
said Rico, in
yeah.
OVW, he was seen as the prototype, was multiple-time tag champion with Rico Constanelli. Is that what his name?
Rico Constantino. Constantino, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is before he turned gay, so yeah. Before he became the gay.
Well,
He was never
okay,
gay.
he was never legit gay, but that was
It was
gimmick.
implied.
In real life, he's like the farthest thing from it.
No, he's a Las
apparently
Vegas.
really nice
he's a
dude.
Las Vegas police officer. And then they actually had some dark matches on WWF TV.
Yep.
Well, not really TV, but they did had numerous matches with Brock Lesnar and Shelton Benjamin, the Minnesota Stretching Crew.
Yeah. The fun fact of that.
They came out to Limp Bizkit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did.
What song did they come out to?
Oh, fuck.
Well, they were using Limp Bizkit a lot during that time.
They were.
But Sheldon and Brock.
Oh, yeah, they came out to like.
Well, they also had the entrance where they tried to flip over the ropes, and Brock face planted.
Whoops. Then they
Sheldon landed on his feet, but kind of overshot it and stumbled forward.
But Brock just ate it.
His feet hit and slipped and just.
Brock and top ropes and don't get along. Jeez.
Well, it's a bit top heavy.
He's a big dude.
I mean,
yeah.
Dude's got a lot of shit flying around.
Dude's a physical specimen, man.
But we then reached to where you brought up earlier. He debuted in June 2002.
On SmackDown.
During Kurt Angle calling out somebody from the back, John Cena came out, answered the call. We got the ruthless aggression line.
Yep.
The hell of a slap. He slapped the taste out of
dude,
his mouth.
Slapped the taste out of his future children's mouth.
Yeah.
His rattle his ancestors, is that they would say it.
So, yeah.
Hurt children, if you watch, can you taste?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Ask his kids now.
Let us know in the comments.
How does John Cena's hand taste?
Yeah. And he was kind of had the spotlight on there a little bit. He had a feud with Chris Jericho.
He actually got a pay-per-view match against him.
Yeah, and then he kind of started falling out of the limelight a little bit.
Yeah, he was generic.
Things were getting a little stale. He was doing the colored trunks thing, the white meat baby face thing. And in fact, I don't know if you guys know this, he was actually due to be cut.
He was.
By the end of that year.
Yes.
He was going to be part of the.
He was on the chopping block.
Part of the holiday cuts.
And somebody that we wouldn't expect actually was the savior of his career. It was Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
Yes, as covered on Saturday night's main event. But yes,
Yeah.
Stephanie just by chance heard him in the back, kind of doing some freestyle with the boys, just kind of off top of his head. And she was impressed enough that she asked him, can he do that off the top of his head at any time?
Yeah.
And he said yes.
He was rapping with Big Quiche and Rey Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
So she put him to the test and apparently was blown away.
Yeah, and that pretty much saved his career.
Yeah,
he was good as gone.
Yeah, and then on the Halloween episode that October,
That's when that debuted, wasn't it?
he dressed like Vanilla Ice, which is ironic because
That Halloween episode is infamous, if you know what I'm saying.
for a lot
Was that the one where Bischoff
wore the Vince mask and he,
forces himself on?
Well, yeah, but before that, it's also the great shot coming up the legs to the nice behind of Stephanie.
oh, was that the episode?
That's the episode.
Oh shit!
Many teenage boys' hormones were destroyed.
Oh man, prime hormone firing season.
Mrs. McMahon, man, oof, damn.
Mrs. Helmsley,
Yeah,
Levesque, and McMahon.
Levesque.
So yeah. So because of that, he officially becomes the Doctor of Thuganomics.
Yep.
That's his new gimmick. White boy that can rap.
From West Newbury.
Wes Newberry, and his new catchphrase was "You can't see me." That's became his calling card.
Yep, and then he come out and he didn't have his basic Thuganomics theme yet. He just come out.
No, that didn't happen for a little bit, did it?
For months. He came out to like this
Some
generic
hip
like.
hop.
He'd come out, talk shit to everybody. He had some pretty sick raps too.
Yeah, and a lot of those were pretty much on the cuffs because he's freestyle. So I mean, that's the dude had it.
I remember one. He goes, "I'll beat you faster than a masturbation tournament."
He permanently nicknamed the Big Show the Big Slow.
I think The Rock did that first.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
The
The
Rock
Rock.
did.
Well, then never mind. Discredit John.
Yeah, he called him. Where's the Big Slow?
But he insulted Big Show quite a few times.
Yes.
A lot actually. Yeah. And he would come out with the jersey. So at first he would.
Oh, he was always repping jerseys of wherever they were at.
Well, at first when he was heel, he would wear the rivals jerseys to piss off the crowd. So he'd come out with the padlock. He did have the bucket hat at first.
Yeah.
He had the pants come out.
And then he had Bull Buchanan.
B Square.
Yeah,
B
was
Square.
was his heavy
Yep.
for a while there.
And then there was a club stabbing.
Oh yeah,
We'll get to that. And technically, he had his WrestleMania debut at WrestleMania 19.
Yeah, he was supposedly the pitch was he was going to do a rap battle with Jay-Z. That was the original plan.
And I'm sure that fell right out the window.
Yep, Jay-Z's like, I'm not wasting my time on this. And then
he got relegated to the
Imagine
pre-show.
that. Jay-Z probably regrets that to this day. Imagine if I'd have done that. I'd be even more famous.
Kevin Federline did it, buddy, but you didn't.
yeah, but who the fuck's
Well,
who the fuck's
imagine, look
kayfabe?
what happened to K-Fed, though.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
He was only famous for accidentally busting one in Britney Spears.
Yeah,
yeah, for a cup of coffee.
and getting a pinfall on John.
Now he's working at McDonald's now. So.
And then getting a pinfall on John Cena. So I guess he got that out of it.
Yeah, there you go. So their rap battle got relegated to a Heat promo, which they put Jay-Z's face on a cardboard cutout of Meanie Me, I think.
Yeah, that'll show him.
And then Cena kicked it and did his rap, and technically that was his WrestleMania debut.
Yeah, and then he got kind of pushed up a little bit because he was like Brock's first challenger for the belt.
After Brock won it back from Kurt.
And that was where we got the FU.
Yeah, so that's why the FU was born. It's for the AA, all you kids.
And it still should be the FU. You don't
I
have to
agree.
rename your finisher after you name
Well,
it.
they had to do it because it went PG, so they had to change the name. So
It's not like they're saying the word.
and even when he did the STFU, they had to drop the U, and it just became the STF. I'm like, okay.
That's what it was originally called.
Yeah, it was the STFU. Which,
No, I'm saying the move is an STF.
yeah,
anyway.
but they added the U to kind of make.
Because it was his style.
You don't
Right.
have to rename your moves, John. It's still the FU
Yeah.
and the STF.
It's still the FU to me, damn it.
Besides, attitude adjustment. What the fuck was that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, so that's what
I've never liked that name change.
No, FU. I've always called it the FU.
That sounds like a Vinceism. The attitude adjustment.
Adjust the attitude.
You're going to adjust the attitude of the whole roster.
Yeah, because we're going PG. So yeah, he invented the FU to counteract Brock's F5.
Yep. And that was his only time really in the main event. He didn't sniff it any much longer.
Yeah, not for a little bit, for about a couple years maybe.
No,
he got a sip at the tea.
Yeah, he got a little crack at it, but then he went back to mid card pretty much.
Yeah, he had some memorable feuds that year with Undertaker, Kurt Angle. They had some feuds. Got Kurt Angle to do a stupid rap. That was kind of funny.
That was a funny segment. My name's Kurt Angle.
Anytime you get Kurt to get outside of his normal expected box, he's usually happy to do so, but every time he does, it's usually gold.
My name's Kurt Angle, and what the heck?
Yeah, well, he was repping the Phillies that night, wasn't he?
I think it was Phillies.
That rap battle, he was coming out all green.
Right, yeah. And then...
Hold up. John Cena?
No, Kurt. Kurt came out dressed like the Phillies.
Well, the Phillies are red.
No,
or was that when he? Is that when he?
The Eagles.
Is that
the Eagles, folks?
Ain't that where he dressed like John Cena though?
But I had to correct his his Philadelphia sports knowledge there, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay.
Sorry, all you Eagle Fly fans. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
The Phillies were red.
Yeah, sorry. I'm stupid. Stupid. But
basically, Cena, all he did that year too, after his feud with Brock, was do a lot of rap battles with people like Rikishi and. You know,
didn't he have like a parking lot brawl with Eddie?
Oh yeah, with Eddie, the parking lot brawl. Yeah,
it was like they had all the cars around.
That's right, and then they had a very fun parking lot brawl match, which they very emulated that in a lot of the video games.
Yeah, and then he turned face, and then that's kind of where things were starting to pick up for him. He won his first piece of singles gold at WrestleMania 20, beating the Big Show for the U.S. title. That was his first championship.
Yep.
And that's kind of where we started. His popularity he was on the cusp of being a new top babyface.
He started getting bigger reactions. Then he would wear the jerseys.
Then he had to feud with Rene Dupree.
Rene Dupree. Yep.
Yeah, he had a pretty good run there in 2004 as the U.S. champion.
Yeah, he did. And
Rene Dupree had the body, but he did not have the mic skills.
No.
Or the in-ring skills.
He wasn't terrible.
He wasn't terrible in the ring.
They ended up pairing him with Kenzo Suzuki. That was weird.
After La Resistance, I didn't know what to do with it.
No. Now La Resistance I liked La.
That was gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they come out and give a lot of heat with the French flag and all that.
He went a little bit farther than Sylvain Grenier, though.
Yeah, what the fuck did he do after La Resistance?
Not a whole lot.
He basically went to the Indies and did Indies.
Didn't he become like a male model gimmick?
I'm sure Vince had him do something like that.
He had some stupid gimmick on SmackDown, but hey, shout out to Fifi.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, Fifi come out with the French poodle.
Oh, yeah. Good thing Big Boss Man wasn't around.
Oh.
Hey, I hope you like your Fifi.
Hope you like your French cuisine.
Got you some French cuisine here.
Anybody remember the stupid Rene Dupree dance? And then Taz be like, I'm a French guy. I'm a French man. I'm a French man. What do you call it? The French tickler?
Something like
the French tickler.
Oh, my God. But needless to say, Cena got the better of him.
And it kind of started getting over, and McMahon did not like that.
That's not supposed to get over, pal.
You're not supposed to get over,
pal. If you get over when you're not supposed to, sometimes it can be.
And one day on commentary, it was never mentioned again.
No.
Nope. Never. Mm-mm. But needless to say, Cena got the better of him.
Yeah, and then he had a pretty good series of matches with Booker T that year.
The best of 7. Mm-hmm. Yep, with the U.S. title. Yep.
And then that led into 2005, where
we also had the Carlito feud.
Oh yeah, we'll circle back to that.
And before we touch that, we also got to mention he customized the U.S. belt.
Yes,
before he ever did the World WWE belt.
That was after
he spinnerized the U.S. belt.
Right. So the Carlito thing happened. He won in his debut match against Cena,
beat him in his
using
debut.
his own knucks against him. And then
you got Jesus.
Yeah, who?
And stabbed Cena.
Yeah, and,
because Cena went to go film the Marine, right?
Yeah, he filmed the Marine, so they wrote him off with a stabbing,
club stabbing,
which was interesting. I'm like, how many times have you heard the top guy?
Have you heard the alternative to this storyline?
I was just going to mention this. Yes.
No. So there was longer term plans for this storyline, and it was going to involve New Jack.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, New Jack.
No.
They were going to bring New Jack into the company, and he was going to be the one that stabbed John.
What?
No, well, needless to say, Vince didn't want to take that risk.
That would have been awesome.
I'll stab that
It would have been
motherfucker.
awesome, and Vince took that from us.
No, Vince, you should have took a risk.
And some of you fuckers want him back.
Yeah,
Look.
imagine New Jack and John Cena in a feud. Wow. So Cena obviously came back from his Marine filming. He kicked the shit out of Carlito, got his belt back, turned it into the spinner belt, and then he beat the shit out of Jesus on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And sent him back to White Castle where
Yeah,
he got
that's the alternative to the New Jack plan that we did.
was a
today.
dude
It's
named
just
Jesus.
Barry Jesus.
Yeah.
Who?
Sucks, dude.
No one even knows who the fuck Jesus is. Who?
No, he's just the guy that got squashed by John Cena.
He was
Yeah.
crucified by John Cena.
Oh,
Jesus was crucified.
Yeah.
So is Carlito. He got his ass whooped, dude. Like, dude, Cena.
Carlito, pretty much, his peak was a little bit over.
Well, he got to kind of his mojo back.
Yeah,
a bit.
but that was the highlight of his career. Was that pretty much.
Not the Caribbean.
That and the Money in the Bank matches.
Yep. Yep.
And he had some IC title runs too. So,
True.
You know.
True.
But he knocked the Caribbean cool out of him.
Yeah, he pretty much did. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, Carlito John Cena knocked the Caribbean cool right out of his
Uh-huh.
He was called Carlito Caribbean Cool. So
Yeah, that was when
Other
they
people did.
used the full name.
and then they dropped it. So like,
But then, like I mentioned, we get into the Royal Rumble. He's in the final two with Batista, and that's kind of like those are the two guys they're putting the rockets on. At that
yeah,
point.
that was
They've
basically.
already got the jetpacks on, and they are
Right.
shooting to the moon.
They were already planting the seeds. Like these are going to be the next two guys, right?
Yeah,
here.
Batista wins the Rumble. He goes to the main event, but Cena ends up winning the tournament,
He won a no way out.
and then he goes up against John Bradshaw Layfield.
The reign of terror on SmackDown.
We brushed right over this, so let's go back just a hair, and let's talk about that John Cena and Batista botched that Royal Rumble finish so
dude.
hard.
Oh, it was bad.
They botched it, but when they both went out, it was beautiful.
It was such a botch that could never have been planned or duplicated ever again. It was just a 1 in a million timing accident. There was no way they could reproduce that if they wanted to hit the floor at the exact same time like they did.
Because he picked him up for the Batista bomb, and the momentum just took him back. to the
Carried them
rope,
both right over the top rope,
Yep, and they went whoop, just dropped out on the floor and
which brought out Vince McMahon.
blowing both quads.
At the
yeah, he got
same
in, he
time.
dropped like a sack of shit, and
And he sat in the ring.
He's like this,
and
he's
dictated
like-
everyone above him.
he's like,
He had to have been in agonizing pain,
he was like, okay,
but no sold it.
and he's like, restart the match,
Restart the match.
and then he gets out of the ring and blows his other quad.
Yeah.
I was like, oh
And
fuck,
still refuses help up the ramp.
get the fuck off me, get off.
Tough old bastard, that guy.
Well, he still showed up to TV. Like he wasn't on TV, but he'd still show up to the shows backstage, even on crutches and shit.
Well, that's Vince for you.
I'm not
Man
leaving.
didn't know life outside of work. I'm curious to know what he does with his time now.
It is interesting because you don't ever.
You don't hear about what, other than the one incident on the Pikeway up there, and I think it was Massachusetts.
Yeah, the car accident.
Other than that, you don't know what Vince is doing. He's got that First and I company,
Yeah. He's
and we don't know what he's going to do with that.
He's trying to do something. Something's in the works, but it's yet to be revealed.
A lot of people think he wants to outright buy a promotion. He does not want to start his own. He wants to buy a pre-existing promotion.
Yeah, that'll shit.
I can see why he would do that because that's less work.
Yeah.
Just take something that's already established and try to boost it with whatever knowledge you got. What the fuck?
So we got a guest on the show. We got the Smurf tongue shithead. I think he might have looked a little bit too much.
Smurfette.
A little too much Smurfette
Yeah,
Or
or
Papa Smurf.
Papa Smurf,
Yeah, rim job
depending
to
on preferences.
Mrs. Smurf.
Boy, did we take a left turn in Albuquerque or what?
Fucking left turn hard.
Damn right we did.
But like I said, he makes it to WrestleMania 21 where he defeats the Wrestling God.
Wrestling God.
Who everyone thought did us a favor by blowing up the U.S. spinner belt in a trash can, but then Cena beats him at WrestleMania, and then a month or so later,
Debuts a new spinner belt in the WWE belt design.
for many years later, even when he wasn't the champion.
They just kept it, which is annoying.
It kind of spoiled it on his rap album art.
You know, Edge wanted his own custom belt, and when he submitted the plans for it, he was told no.
Yep. Yeah, you can't do it. It's John's.
Well, they basically settled. Okay,
Well, they just went, we'll just give you your own version of the spinner.
we'll put your logo where the WWE logo's at.
So it's technically yours, but it's still John's.
So have you ever seen Edge's sketch for that belt?
Yes.
It was more of a classical belt design, but it stuck out much more on the top.
It kind of had the DNA remnants of the old IC title
Oh.
a little bit, and then,
But it was a bit more rated R.
if you will,
Yeah.
rated R, if you will, you know. But yeah, John brings out the new belt and basically tells the other belt to go fuck itself, pretty much.
Which that was a beautiful belt. I love that belt.
The undisputed belt. Oh my god, I love
Yes,
it.
that was a good
I
belt.
love that belt. Love it.
I don't know why it was abandoned with such recklessness. I guess Vince really didn't like it.
It literally was.
He liked the Golden Goose's new design. Like I said, so much that even when Cena wasn't the champion, people were using that belt design for many years.
Which
to
looked
come.
very weird for guys like Triple H and fucking
Kane.
CM Punk.
and to walk around with John Cena.
Rock eventually was like, no.
He's like, the belt should never be a toy.
He
It
just
should never.
tossed that shit.
It should never spin. And he gives it to the guy. He goes, "Here, take it to the Hall of Fame."
Which you had one of those little replica belts of it, and I hated that fucking thing because when I'd spin it, it'd catch my finger.
I still have
It
it.
hurt.
I still have it.
Oh yeah,
It's a kid size. It looks a little like a midget belt now. So, but
yeah
I still have it.
around your girth.
I mean, done this. There's big girth here, but I used to be a big old thin boy there. So,
Used to be.
Girth is Bo Jenkins over
well,
here.
you used to be thin boy, but yeah, we don't need
Not a
to talk.
sponsor.
Not sponsored. Little Debbie and Monsters. Gotta get that sponsorship there.
Right.
Someone else.
But yes,
I
the
don't get it.
but yes, so Cena got the spinner belt.
Yeah.
And,
so and then
he
the
got-
big moment came not too long later. He got drafted to Raw. That was a big deal. I remember it being hugely
Oh yeah, the
loving that.
the crowd popped huge for that.
Yeah,
So
because they were taking like the brand's champions and switching them, and then arguably Cena was probably one of the most over guys at the company at that point.
He was. This is
And
before
that
they
was a
started
huge
building
deal.
him. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then for a short period, Raw had both world champions on
I
there.
remember that.
They did.
Which
And
they
had the
They teased a SmackDown title for a bit, and then Batista got drafted.
Batista ended up going over to SmackDown, so
Right.
John had his sole domain over Raw there. And what's interesting is it didn't take long, but when he started feuding with Jericho, then we started to see there's some people out there that were already tired of his shit.
Already 4 months in, they were.
So
already
let me
like,
ask you
yeah.
this question: was this about the time where you were falling off the Cena train?
Yes, I would say this is probably about the time. I was a little bit tired of Cena by the time he had made like main champion status. I still didn't hate him with such disgust and disdain until his later rivalries with Edge.
Oh yeah, we're getting there.
We'll definitely.
However, I don't want to brush over this, and it's about the same time we're talking about. So, you mentioned that first draft, right?
Mhm.
Do you remember what happened that next year when they did the draft?
Did they even do a draft?
They did a draft the next year.
I don't remember the draft.
Maybe it might not have been exactly a year, but the next time they did a draft.
It was,
Are
it was
you
like,
referring?
It's involving Cena.
Is it the one where he goes back and forth twice in one night?
No. So, Cena was drafted from Raw to SmackDown, and the draft I'm talking about. McMahon, knowing that the Cena was Raw's ratings at that time, USA freaked out after a few weeks and demanded that Vince take action to fix the ratings and put John back on Raw. Vince, knowing USA was going to freak out, already had storyline plans in place to switch John back. He just wanted to prank USA.
oh, this had to be years later because I know they did that years later. They did that.
My timing might be off, ladies and gentlemen.
Might be
But I
around
did want to bring
2011, I
that
think.
because
That makes
the
sense.
network demanded John
Yes.
Cena, and Vince knew it was going to happen.
So he fucked with them a little bit.
Yeah, because what I thought you were referring to was in 2011, where at the start of the night he's drafted to SmackDown,
And then by the end,
by the end of the
Raw.
night he's back on Raw.
Literally for a brief time, he's wearing a blue shirt.
But that does make sense. The USA Network be like, no.
And that might be Vince messing with them again.
Yeah.
Maybe he trolled them again. They always tease John going to SmackDown and all that.
Yeah.
They always did.
And so, like, with him, I wasn't necessarily off the Cena train yet. I still liked him a little bit.
And me being 7 years old, you know.
Hey, John Cena!
I was the big fucking mark, so, you know, I didn't jump off the train for a while for this.
They
So.
should have named all of y'all Cena's kids. They really should have.
They were the chain
whole
gang.
generation.
The chain
of
gang,
Cena's
yeah.
Kids.
I'll admit, I was a chain gang. So was my cousin. He's still a big John
So
Cena
was
fan.
Eric Morris.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin, my cousin Colton is a
If
big.
you're hearing us, Eric Morris, how you doing, buddy?
How you doing, bud?
Hey Colton, how you doing, man? I know you're a John Cena mark and all that.
Well, Eric Morris was the definition of a John Cena fan.
Oh yeah, I mean I had the fucking toy, the belt, you know, and obviously
Because
we did.
as we mentioned, some of the fans were starting to kind of get.
They were starting to.
And it was
boo him.
more of the deeper voiced vocal male fans.
We didn't really get the "Let's Go Cena Sucks" chance yet.
Especially when he started feuding with Kurt at the end of that year.
Oh yeah,
And people were all, that was it. Pretty much most of the smart fans were no longer on the Cena train.
yeah. That's when they started booing him, and they didn't acknowledge it.
So much to the point that Kurt was doing a purposefully heel promo where he was bashing Jesus, African Americans, and they would not boo him.
I think the greatest country in the world is France.
Yes.
Truth be told, I'm not a big fan of the black people.
Yep.
And if I could make someone tap out, it'd be Jesus.
And no one was booing him.
That was New Year's Revolution.
You could not get booed, but John Cena in the building at that time.
Oh, dude.
And
Yeah. They had the feud with Kurt the rest of the year.
And then that night,
the little
New
feud
Year's
with,
Revolution, right?
right. Then he had the feud with Eric Bischoff.
Yes.
Bischoff.
He led to Bischoff getting tossed out.
He threw him in a dumpster truck. Yep.
And then we get to New Year's Revolution, where you mentioned earlier, Edge comes out and cashes in.
You think you know me?
The best cash in, still, in my opinion.
I agree. It's still the best one.
It is. Even though it's a little awkward and he brings Vince out.
Yeah, they were still trying to workshop it.
Right. This was the first cash in, so they were trying to figure it out. And he goes, "You got to beat this man."
Out comes
Who's
Edge.
cashing in, and he cashed in. I remember I was so pissed.
I remember the next day at school,
I was so
Eric
pissed.
Morris was fuming.
You can't do that. That's against the rules.
Dude, I was so pissed the next day at school.
I remember.
I was so mad. I think this guy told me about it because he goes, "Hey, you know what happened last night?" I said, "No, what?" And
Edge
then
was a champion. I remember he goes, "He wasn't even in the match."
he wasn't. Yeah, that was my excuse. He wasn't in the match, but I didn't realize.
Edge was like, "Sucks, pal."
Well, he had the briefcase. He did play by the rules, so.
But then Edge drops the belt like 2 or 3 weeks later.
Oh yeah, Lol Cena wins. This
Well, he knew he was gonna.
So this-
he was told he was a transitional champion at that time, but he goes, "I'm going to make the most of my time, with
And hopefully
this, and
prove
hopefully
it."
I get attention."
well, he did, and
And he wanted to change their minds too. He wanted to be factored into the main event of WrestleMania.
Yes.
Well, he did do a lot with that title reign. He had the sex celebration. He had the TLC match of Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
So he loses. So this is when the Lol Cena wins was starting to kind of turn its ugly head.
So much to the point that he's feuding at WrestleMania with Triple H, who at one time was the most detested guy
And
ever.
the entire company.
Yeah, we
And
were
now
coming
people
off.
are cheering for him.
Yeah, we were still fresh in our minds. The Reign of Terror just ended a year prior.
I admit, I kind of want Triple H to win this match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, of course, I was the big Cena mark.
And then Cena wins.
Well, to mention a couple months prior, back in January of that year, that's when they actually first acknowledged that Cena was getting booed. Because
That's when they did the whole this mixed reaction.
Right. But I vividly...
They would never come out
They
and
would
say,
never fully admit that the crowd was anti-Cena.
no,
Ever.
Snickers.
you're not you and you're hungry.
Yeah, you feel better?
You know?
See, we're gonna be WWE. We're gonna take.
I'm not showing the other side. We'll have to censor it, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna take. Yeah, because it looks a little.
Did they copyright the grooves?
Did they really?
No, a lot of people think they look suggestively like something else.
Oh,
Like the black penis.
like veins in it.
They're very veiny. They say if you eat the part with the veins, like right here, they say that you're gay. God. I don't know. No offense to gay people, but you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Cena saying I suck. Speaking of sucking, he did acknowledge on a promo. He goes, "There's people who like me, and there's people who think I suck."
I'm just gonna
I
keep doing
vividly
my thing.
remember that.
I think I'm gonna do it. Do that.
I
Keep doing my
vividly,
thing.
I vividly remember that promo. Him acknowledging the fans were booing him, and even I, as a kid, was like, "Why are they booing him?"
Yeah, and then him and Edge end up rekindling and having a really good feud in the summer of 06. trading the belts back and forth.
Well, Rob and RVD beat him at One Night Stand. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
One of the most badass
That was the
entrances.
first time that Cena ever got to felt what a true heat.
Definitively booed out of the building.
Go away,
Dude, that was fuck you, get out of this building heat. And he
nuclear X-Pac.
and you got to admit, he walked into that ring like a fucking he
Like a
walked
boss.
like a boss. Held the belt up, walked in, head
Getting hit
down,
with shit.
people, and then throwing the shirt into the crowd.
they
They were
throw it back.
throwing it
I
back.
threw it back like 3 times.
The
Yeah.
one bald black dude in the crowd was going "fuck you" and just throw it.
So much so that when Edge helped him,
Thank you, Edge.
he helped RVD win. They were thinking, "Thank you, Edge. Thank you."
Early in the night,
Yeah.
they were calling his girlfriend
Yeah.
a crack whore and saying you suck dick, and
That's a running theme with Cena, right? He could pretty much turn a heel into a temporary babyface to certain crowds.
pretty much. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, if it was an anti-Cena crowd, it doesn't matter who you are, you're getting cheered that night.
See, this is where you got to give Cena credit. He knew that he was going to get booed out.
Oh
of
yeah,
the-
he knew that.
He knew. So, but he walked in, head down. He was walking like a boss,
Yeah,
and he did play heel in that match. He did.
yeah.
One of the
played up
most
to the-
hostile crowds in the history of wrestling.
I'd say
I think,
that's the
since
most
the
hot-
early days.
I would say that and another we're going to talk about
in
a
like
little later.
in like WWE terms, that was one of the top hostile crowds.
As far as Cena, I think that and up there was another crowd we're going to talk about later was the most hostile, like anti-fuck you Cena
Yeah,
crowd
get the fuck
ever.
out of here, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
John Cena Jr., y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
That with the Edge feud there, Edge went to his dad's house, right?
In Boston, yeah, and he slapped the shit out of him. I know you're not a fan of that segment.
They only kind of let us know recently that he was a senior,
Yeah, he's John Cena Sr.
but they didn't really. They never ever said that until
No, he was just referred to as John Cena's dad.
exactly.
Yep. John Cena's
They
dad.
never let us know that John Cena was a junior.
Yep.
And the fun thing about that segment was I heard Edge even say that Cena's dad, who was a lot of people didn't know he was involved in some sort of independent wrestling promotion, he wanted to take full control of this segment and like make it super like old timey and like really over the top. And apparently Vince was kind of going with it, but Edge was like, "Nah, we shouldn't do this." And then Edge just kind of saved us from a really cringy.
Oh, I was still kind of
Vince
cringe.
wasn't even there. It was Bruce Pritchard.
Oh, yeah, Bruce,
Bruce Pritchard.
Vince only saw the finished product and goes, "This is garbage."
Yeah,
Horrible.
John Cena Sr. was kind of going into business for himself.
I'm surprised he sold
So
that
they
slap.
edited it down just what they could make out of it.
But we did get the money shot, though.
Yes.
Well, wait.
I'm surprised he sold the slap.
Well, I figured John would be mad at him if he didn't. Because you're ruining our build up to this match.
Dad, what do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
What do you think you're doing?
You better go down like a bitch, Dad.
You better take that bitch slap.
So he eventually does beat Edge at Unforgiven.
Yeah, they had the match at SummerSlam, which actually, little tidbit of that nice
Well, no,
little-
he beat him at Unforgiven.
Well, actually, what I was going to say was, nice little detail is the fact that at SummerSlam, it was in Boston. Edge wins in his hometown.
And then
they
Unforgiven
following
was in
month
Toronto.
was in Toronto, and he beat Edge in his hometown.
Yep.
They
and,
traded hometown victories.
And that's when they teased the idea that John was going to get drafted to SmackDown, because there was a stipulation where if Cena loses, he gets a 5-year SmackDown contract.
oh, so that's...
So that, they were teasing the idea
They
of...
were tickling the SmackDown fans' tape a
yeah,
little bit.
because they were like, oh shit, Cena coming to SmackDown.
But also...
Back when brand loyalty was a thing.
Yeah.
yeah, brand warfare,
But what
pal.
also happened too was that was the beginning of Cena's reign of terror.
380 days as world champion.
He was champion for quite a while.
Which actually, I mean, I know it's a big long reign, but that was Cena's prime right there. And arguably his prime, one of his primes at least, because he did finish out the rest of the year, which we could talk about. He did have a program with Kevin Federline. It had the champion of champions at Cyber Sunday,
which was in our backwoods,
Cincinnati. I'm still pissed
Cincinnati.
I'm pissed we didn't get to go to that show.
No.
My friend fucking Timmy always rubs it into this day.
Then
Well,
he
to
went-
be honest, most shows that go through Cincinnati aren't worth
That's the only.
seeing for the most part.
What-
Everyone-
yeah.
at that time, it was rare that we got a pay-per-view. That was
They have
near
yet
us.
to come back with a pay per view in that
Because
building.
honestly, for a period of time there, up until we went in to 2016, there had never really been a Raw ever. Rarely,
It was mostly just SmackDowns and ECWs and house shows.
all the shows we went to for a long period of time was a SmackDown. So,
So when you have a big show in that city, for us it was a big deal. Of course, my mom said, "Nope,
No.
Yep,
They're expensive. Oh, Mom,
we could have
you
saw
already knew now.
We could have saw Roddy Piper that night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, they
Cena,
had that.
Cena doesn't... He actually doesn't win that match. Booker T wins that, doesn't
The
he?
Booker T wins because fucking K-Fed.
K-Fed, and then
Stupid K-Fed comes
they
out.
have their match on New Year's.
Mine.
Yeah, and K-Fed gets a pinfall victory
Yep,
over John
and
Cena.
Cena made a pit stop to SmackDown that December in Armageddon.
Yep.
With the
And
tag
we
match.
talked about that horrific event.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's a running thing. But him and Batista had a all-star tag match, pretty much.
Yep.
The world champions teaming up. So this is when these brand exclusive pay-per-views were kind of be like, okay, we need star power to kind of boost these pay-per-views
Yeah, they were
up.
kind of, and they were actually getting ready to be gotten rid of.
Yeah, this was them, planting the seeds for, okay, we're going to have all three brands on all the pay-per-views now. So you had John Cena and Batista teaming up, the two big faces of the company.
Which then later led to the Super Show idea where they just combined shows into one.
And then now eventually the Wild Card Pal.
Wild Card Pal.
So Cena got into a feud with Umaga Yamanga.
Had some pretty good matches. Pretty good matches, actually.
So New Year's Revolution, he gives Umaga, this was the start of John Cena's, honestly, he just kind of said, you know what, I'm going to start putting on bangers.
Yeah.
Which, this is why I was going back to that point, if this was arguably one of his primes. Like, 07 was Cena's year, dude. Like, he carried that company on his fucking shoulders, man. And this was me peak, riding the Cena train and all that. He still had the haters who were calling him out for not being a wrestler, saying he can't wrestle.
And I was starting to falter a little bit, especially when he's going to go up against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania.
Right.
I wanted Shawn Michaels to win. I was full gung-ho Shawn Michaels winning that match.
Well, also, too, this is when Cena started wearing camo.
Yes.
So the Marine just came out.
Oh, yeah. He was
That's
all...
clearly where the chain gang took
So
off.
And then he brought the salute.
The salute. So, we didn't mention this, but Cena at this point was dropping the doctor gimmick.
Yes, that was getting phased out.
Yeah, it was slowly phasing out. He was still dropping his ahs and still talking like a hood.
Which he did that first, Ricochet.
Yeah, Ricochet. He did that first. Let's mention that. He did that. Ah! So fuck you, Ricochet. But yeah, he started coming out with the camo and pretending he was a Marine, He did technically go through boot camp, technically, but he wasn't a Marine. He was not.
No.
But it wouldn't stop him coming out there and doing the salute.
The salute. That's where he kept doing that to this day.
Still to this day, it became part of his gimmick. And this is, peak John Cena and the Chain Gang and all that.
Yep.
But he had the banger match with Umaga at the Royal Rumble. Last man standing match.
Yamanga.
And then despite me wanting Shawn to win and getting mad that he didn't, they had a really good match at WrestleMania that year.
Yep. And he also teamed with Shawn Michaels at No Way Out.
Which, can I say something? Poor Batista. Because Cena, for some reason, even though Batista won the Rumble, they're like, nah, Cena, Shawn's got a main event.
Well, Undertaker won the Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah. Undertaker won the Royal Rumble, but
then,
he was going to feud with Batista.
Yeah, they ended up being fourth match on the card, and Cena got the main event. So this is when they could tell Cena's the guy. Like, okay, they're lol, Cena's in the main event.
Yeah, regardless of who wins, whatever, Cena's got to be in the main event.
Cena's got to be in the main event.
It's got to be in the main event, damn it.
And then he holds it for a couple more months, right?
He has the fantastic match with Shawn at WrestleMania. And then that April, man, Cena was just on fire that April. Like,
yeah.
He had that, and then 2 weeks later, they had the rematch on Raw in London. The hour Broadway match.
That was good. Shawn won that
Arguably
one.
the best match in Raw history, arguably.
Non-title, but Shawn won.
Yep. 55 minutes they went out.
Check that out if you ever get a chance.
That was a good one.
See, this was back in the day when we would casually get pay-per-view quality matches on free TV.
We were starting to get them.
We were getting them like every...
Back when, y'all. Back when.
Back in a glorious time.
Now we just get segments.
They would casually just...
moments.
And same old beatdown segments. But yes, this is when we got main event matches on paper on free television. Yeah, literally, they just casually said, hey, go out there and get a 55-minute match on free TV and all that. And that was the go-home show to Backlash, where they had arguably the best Fatal 4-Way match ever.
It was pretty good.
It was good. It was rated RKO, Randy Orton Edge against John
One of
Cena.
the best tag teams of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Rated RKO.
Rated RKO.
Short-lived, but awesome.
One of the best combo theme songs they ever made.
Oh, yeah.
The best.
Oh,
The best.
no, we know what the best one was. Well, it's the big show.
No, Red RKO's was better.
How about Show Miz?
No, fuck that.
Well,
Don't get me wrong. That theme, that concept is awesome, and I don't know why they stopped
it's
doing
when they
it.
do it correctly is when it's good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, not everyone's theme songs are compatible, but they just stopped trying.
But rated RKO's just worked. It worked
Peak.
like, yeah,
It was big.
it was. But But yeah, they had that great fatal 4-way match,
Which planted the seeds for Orton and Cena's singles rivalry.
right? Yeah, foreshadowing later in the year, but everybody remember that finish to that fatal 4-way match?
Wasn't it Shawn Michaels super kicked somebody?
So
he
Cena-
super kicked Cena on top
Yeah,
of Edge,
so Cena
right?
Cena FUs Randy Orton or somebody, and Shawn gives him the sweet chin music, and he falls back.
And then Cena falls on Edge.
And then Shawn's like, fuck, fuck, fuck. And then he got the, he literally goes, oh shit. He got the 3 count, which I'm like, okay, that was
pretty
cool.
creative finish.
And then John had an impossible task to come over after Backlash. He had to feud with the Great Khali.
Yeah, he feuded with Khali for a couple coffee.
And let's just say by 2007, this man was in the company for a year, and he's already not been able to walk properly.
No.
This man cannot move.
And
But John did the impossible. He got 2 decent matches out of him.
2 decent matches.
He got
Gotta give
2
credit to John there. And
They actually
then,
had some decent matches on there.
and then I remember this. I remember being really pissed about this. I wanted Bobby Lashley to beat him.
Yep. After the Great Khali feud,
I was getting sick and tired of John at this point because we're coming on a year almost.
yeah.
Well, sick and tired of John at this point.
So yeah, this was June 2007. So yeah, Cena was balls deep in his title reign.
And then he beats Lashley, which that pretty much puts the kibosh on Lashley's first run.
Well, yeah, because after that he got injured, and then he
was gone.
never came back. So, but it was a good powerhouse match. Like it was a big,
Yeah.
it was on a B show, Great American Bash, but you know,
And he has his feud with Orton. They have a pretty good feud, started the rivalry, but it isn't even Randy Orton. You know who ends up beating Cena for the belt?
vacant,
Vacant. Because he tore his pec.
Vacated the belt.
Yeah, so because let's see, they had the match at SummerSlam, which was really good,
Then Unforgiven.
which was not good because he kicked. So John's dad comes back and so John's dad's got to get involved again.
And he gets punted in the head.
But then they did this stupid thing at Unforgiven where he had to get his comeuppance.
Yeah.
So he gave Randy a shitty kick to the head.
Which was dumb.
That was dumb. It looked pretty fucking dumb. It looked
And
stupid.
it took the Randy's heat a little bit, and that's
Yeah, because Randy was starting to build his momentum because he took out Shawn Michaels.
Cena's like, no, my dad has to beat him.
He took out RVD too.
He did. Like he was. This was when he was starting to kind of. He was riding the lines between Legend Killer and Viper mode almost.
Mm-hmm.
So he was starting to get some momentum and all that.
Yeah.
And then they were supposed to have the big blow off at No Mercy in a last man standing match. So I'm like, oh shit, Cena in another last man standing match.
Yeah, and then that was...
And then Vacant's like, that
Yeah.
doesn't work for me, brother.
And then that's where they had like 3 title matches in one night.
So yeah, I remember this week very well. I remember this. I was so heartbroken as a little kid. I'm sure all the haters were like, yeah, finally.
Yeah.
So I remember getting the news like, Cena's not wrestling Sunday.
Cena's not wrestling anymore. Triple H won the title and then lost it to Randy Orton that later.
Yeah,
that
so
night.
they did do a creative work around it.
Yeah.
You know, they built the whole story that night around the title and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Randy was a 2-time WWE champion in
By
one
the
night.
end of the night. Yep.
So Randy Orton starts his run with the title. Cena's out with an injury. Ends his 380-day reign as champion.
Yep.
Yep.
And then he's gone. And a lot of people think he's going to be gone for a while.
Well, they said it was 9 months.
But then literally like 2 or 3 months later
At the Royal Rumble, number 30.
Mr. I'm gonna rehab myself like crazy and come back early.
So this was proven that Cena is superhuman. Like, oh my...
This is kind of where Super Cena
I
sort of
think
was.
I don't think he's superhuman. I think he's feeling it now.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's catching up to him now. But back in his
okay.
prime, like, back when Cena was on top, he's like, okay, I'm just going to casually come back 2 months later.
Yeah.
He still had the fresh scar from his pectoral tear and all.
Yeah.
He comes out at number 30, but even, you got to admit, this is New York. The New York crowd even was like, what the fuck?
Like he was getting a huge ovation, which was shocking.
And JR was having an orgasm on commentary.
My God!
And then at that point, everyone's like, oh, fuck, well, he's winning.
He wins, but then he ends up cashing in his winnings
This was stupid.
at the next pay-per-view.
He
which
goes, I'm not
lost,
going to do it at WrestleMania. I want to do it at No Way Out.
and then lose.
Because I'm dumb.
Well, they did a stupid finish, so the crowd was obviously very anti-Cena.
Was that the one where Orton slaps the ref?
Yeah, Orton's like,
I'm just going to get disqualified.
he just smacks the ref and gets a DQ finish. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Eh.
Well, this was when they had DQ finishes on pay-per-view casually.
Yeah.
Back then. When you spend $50 on a pay-per-view a month, you get DQ finishes.
And then
Triple H in the Reign of Terror was the king of this.
Yes.
Yep, and you could tell the DNA was still there during this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then so he ends up getting in that main event
Well,
match,
second to last match.
co-main event match with Orton and Triple H, which Orton ended up winning.
Orton won, so Cena didn't get his belt, so
And then Cena was kind of
floundering around.
he wasn't in the main event scene for most of the year.
Well, they decided to run his feud back with JBL for some reason.
Yeah, that was a
And
little bit of a throwback.
they had the fun fact, they were in the final First Blood match ever.
Really?
At one night stand that year.
That was the final first.
The final one. It didn't even end with the guy getting busted open. Cena had him in like a STFU with the chain, and he was bleeding from the mouth.
Oh.
And that's how they drew first blood.
Because they were starting to go PG.
Yeah, and then they went.
So we're gonna give you a little blood, but just a little bit.
This is when they were slowly phasing out.
No
TV.
crimson masks.
Not the proverbial crimson mask.
No.
No drippage.
No blood.
No.
We can just wipe it off when the sponsors are looking. And
So then they had the New York City street fight, or
The shitty street fight.
it was like a parking lot brawl or whatever. It's where JBL decided to almost murder John Cena on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
He blew up a car.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where they kind of was going in. So this was another turning point for John Cena. He was going from that hard knock, chain gang fights you and still being kind of raunchy. This is when they started going.
Now he was becoming squeaky clean.
Yeah, so because in the one segment I vividly remember was before the Great American Bash. They had the JBL limo come out, and him and Crime Time were graffitiing it, and he put "JBL is poopy." And I'm like, oh my fucking god,
poopy, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Poopy is a insult a third grader would say.
oh yeah. So this was some third grade, second grade humor coming out of John Cena.
Let's not forget
Poopy.
fudge and bologna mustard.
Well, that was a couple years later. Bologna, fudge, and mustards. I'm like, yeah, this is when the superhero Cena was starting to come out.
Oh, the cookie cutter baby face, the ideal.
Kid's choice, Cena.
Yes.
So let's talk about this real quick. Does anybody remember all the T-shirts he wore at that time?
Oh,
He changed
Fruity
shirts. Up.
Pebbles?
Well, that was later.
Yeah,
That was,
I remember his John Deere shirt.
well, that was also later. But this year he had like NES wrestling like logo on his shirt. And it was like an homage to it.
He had like that marine style shirt.
Yeah, he had the dog shirt on that year too, and yeah, it's
The dude was a whore for merchandise, that's for sure.
I'm sure he made a lot of money off it
Like
though.
his merch money.
Gotta make that merch money, pal.
He pretty much
Becomes superhero Cena.
He has, so we'll go through 2008. He ends up having a feud over the summer with Batista.
He gets
Then
injured
he
again.
gets injured. He comes back,
2 months later again.
beats Jericho for the world title.
Unceremoniously, mind
Yeah.
you. Very unceremoniously. Because
I don't know.
Jericho's having a great year.
Yeah, he kind of put a kibosh on Jericho's little run there.
Sorry, Chris. I have to win.
And then he ends up back into a feud with Edge leading into the next year's WrestleMania with Big Show. They had a triple threat match there with Vicky. And that's where Vince got to live vicariously through John Cena and Jerry Lawler as they made fun of Vicky Guerrero's weight.
Yeah, and John with the third grade humor and all that.
Yeah.
And anybody ever get the vibes that the world title was like a consolation prize to him?
Yeah.
They kind of treat it like, okay, here you go, you got something.
He was
there.
on Raw, but hey, let's go hang on SmackDown for a little bit with Edge and Big Show.
Right, so, because they were still treating the world title like it was on separate shows, and Cena just casually just goes to both shows with the title.
Mm.
But yeah, Cena wins the world title, and this is when, he got the consolation prize, and he was making fun of Vicky Guerrero, calling her fat and all that.
Yeah.
Although she wasn't that bad looking. She was not that bad looking.
Our buddy Matt absolutely detests Vicky Guerrero.
Sorry, Matt.
Excuse me!
And then he activated his Cena superpowers at WrestleMania when he did the double FU.
Which he fucked up.
He did fuck up the spot because Edge went, whoop.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, it was cool for like 5 seconds.
And then he, majority of 09, he's feuding with Randy Orton. And then never-ending rivalry.
This is where the John Deere Cena comes out. I remember this, and I was still very much into John Cena at this point. I was still riding that train and all that.
Were you in full Cena hate mode during this time still?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure. I was gonna say,
Absolutely.
where's your stance now?
The
currently?
times Edge and Cena have traded the belt by this point
Oh,
exactly.
they were going back and forth.
Yeah, I'm absolutely loathing Cena. Every time that man comes out, I boo him. I hope he gets beaten by like the joke character.
So this was definitely when the hate train was starting to really roll.
It was really rolling.
We started seeing the guy in the front row that had the "We Hate Cena" shirt. Yeah, And then he had to have another feud with Big Show that summer.
The Big
Well, Big Show. Which they had very, very fucking boring matches. So this one Cena kind of did the same old shit. So this is when the same old shit.
Five moves.
The five moves of doom Cena era coming in. Same old shit, shoulder tackle, five knuckle shuffle, and all that.
And literally made a lot of people say, "Oh, this guy can't wrestle."
They were comparing him to Hogan.
Yeah.
Which y'all know what he was supposed to do at that year's WrestleMania, right?
In 2009.
At WrestleMania 25, the original plans for John Cena.
Hogan.
They were toying with the idea of doing the Hogan John Cena match.
That doesn't work for me. Wow.
A John Cena Hulk Hogan match in 2009.
I have to win, or that doesn't work for me, brother.
Oh, you got me, brother.
TNA picked Hogan up. So
yeah, TNA came in with that money. Well, what money they had, you know. But
the money they got at the time.
Oh, because they were red hot at the time. So got to use that fuck money somehow.
Yeah.
So he had the never-ending feud with Randy Orton over the summer.
He ended up going into the year. Oh no, ending the year as champion until Sheamus surprised the world and beat him.
So let's talk about a little bit about that Orton feud a bit, where they traded the title like 5 times.
Oh no, I know. It's like it was Cena beat him, and then Orton beat him, and then they had the
they had the I Quit match, which this was the gimmick up until recently, where Cena never said I quit.
Never gave up.
So Cena was gonna never lose.
No,
an I
he's
quit
like,
match.
how can I lose? He's this dude's not gonna quit.
Well, he still never lost an I Quit match. Never. Yeah,
and then Orton got it back at Hell in a Cell, right?
Yeah, in a very disappointing match. It was very boring.
Boring.
Very boring. And it had a great build up to it, but it was a boring.
Yeah.
It was a boring.
And then
they had the Iron Man match, which Randy attempted murder on him.
Yeah, I remember.
Was going to blow him up with the pyro. I remember that. And I think he told me, he goes, he can't do that. he can't get away with that. Orton was a terrorist at this time. Yes, you gotta understand.
Orton was. I love that.
Oh, dude.
As much as that,
Randy's prime was right here.
Orton was the best.
Yes, 2009 was Orton's year. Like he owned 2009.
Bald, big-eared Orton.
Oh yeah, 2009 was not a good year in the company.
Bald, not scared to punt Vince McMahon or his wife Orton.
And DDT her in the yep. But
he ended the year by losing the belt to Sheamus.
Yeah, so they wrapped up the Orton feud. He had a pit stop at Survivor Series with DX.
And then Sheamus beat him.
And then, out of nowhere, a Irishman comes along.
Yep.
And then
pale Irishman at that.
What did he call him at the time? A human jar of mayonnaise. Oh, this is where the kid insults really started
coming in. Bologna mustard.
Bologna fudge and mustard.
Oh, my mom canceled my subscription to Warcraft.
Probably the worst John Cena promo ever. You message this John anonymous Raw general manager and tell him my email address is candypants.com and I'm like, oh, this is horrible.
See, he wasn't endearing himself to the smart fans.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he knew it, and he's kind of
maybe he was trolling,
parodying us, like Mercedes Moné thinks she's doing now with her little.
Yeah, well, John Cena.
We see as Mercedes.
Cena did it better. I mean, Cena,
way better, Mercedes. You got to
Mercedes. Let me tell you something.
You want to troll the fans? Do something that actually pisses us off.
Let me tell you something, Mercedes. John Cena's got more talent in his pinky than you do in your whole stinking body.
You're a cunt.
And you're a cunt. You're a fucking cunt. Come at me, you Boston whore.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sheamus beats him very randomly. Like, it wasn't even a one-on-one match. It was a tables match.
Yeah, it was a tables match. He beats him.
He just pushes him off the top rope, and all of a sudden, Sheamus beats Cena.
Yeah, and then somehow Cena ends up back in the main event, one of the main events of WrestleMania with Batista, because for some reason Batista had to come over and win the belt.
So yeah, all of a sudden, Cena wins.
It's Blue Tista.
Well, Blue Tista, by God. So all of a sudden, they decided to repeat
New Year's Revolution,
but this time Batista didn't have any.
He didn't have a briefcase. Vince just came out and was like, "You're going to face Batista now."
Congratulations, Cena! You're the new WWE champion, unless you beat this man. And then Batista comes out like, huh?
And he wins. And then Cena gets the belt back at WrestleMania.
Of course.
And then Cena ends up losing the belt back to Sheamus at some point, right?
So, yes. So Cena wins the title, wraps up his feud. Batista sends him packing out of the company.
Thus leaving Cena open to bury the Nexus.
So, yes.
Oh, God.
So, the Nexus feud. Oh, this is where the Super Cena really reached this crescendo.
Oh, my. If you have not seen the finish.
He was told by several people to not bury the Nexus.
Edge and Jericho were two people.
They all pitched the ending where.
And they were on the team that was going to win.
They all wanted wanted Nexus to go over. They told Vince, said Nexus needs to go over because they had the segment where Nexus comes out, fucks shit up. You know, great segment. They beat the shit out of everybody and necktied everybody too. You know, poor Bryan Danielson gets fired over a necktie.
And then let's talk about the finish of this SummerSlam match.
Yeah, so
2-on-1, Cena against Justin Gabriel and Wade Barrett. It's an elimination style
all right,
match.
so this was a 10-man tag match or something, right?
Yeah, and then
or
Cena
10-on-10 or something.
Yeah, Cena gets DDT'd into a concrete floor.
Yeah, so concrete gets. Remember back in let's rewind a bit. Remember back in the 80s when Jake the Snake DDT'd Ricky Steamboat on the concrete and basically killed him?
Yes. This
So-
happens to Cena.
So 23 years later, Cena gets DDT'd on the concrete. He comes back in 5 minutes.
And then he beats
Tops.
he beat
Tops.
he
Three
beat,
guys.
yeah.
Three guys. He comes in and Cena wins.
The fans got to go home happy.
They gotta go home happy. I got to win. So Cena, this was one of his times where he kind of used his influence a bit. Where he
Which
got,
I do remember hearing he did end up kind of regretting that decision.
well, yeah, he did. So yeah,
He later admitted that was kind of the wrong decision.
which I'm glad he
Well,
did.
yeah, he probably got made fun of for the rest of his career of burying the entire Nexus.
Yeah.
Well, this is when he went from orange Cena to purple Cena. Yeah, to purple Durple Cena.
He joined the Nexus for a cup of coffee, even though
Even though he buried them already. Yeah, remember
And
the
he
next
wasn't-
night he called he buried them the next night in a promo too.
Yeah, he's supposed to be on their team. It's supposed to give the Nexus
Yeah.
heel heat.
This was a big moment. Like Cena loses at Hell in a Cell, right?
And he's not even. He's only wearing
He
the
doesn't even.
armband.
He's still wearing his gear.
Now there is a real reason for that. Apparently, he did not want to lose out on the merch because they were afraid that if he wasn't going to wear his merch, then the sales were going to go.
So why didn't they make a custom Cena Nexus shirt? That would have been a banger shirt
That's a
to
good
make.
question.
They could have.
Sounds like poor planning and not enough time.
They could have done like, okay, let's do the yellow and black shirt. Let's put Cena graphics on it. Let's sell it. No. So then Cena's like, nah, fuck the Nexus. I'm not. He didn't fall in line. So then
They do the whole "I'm going to leave if I lose this match. I'm going to be gone from the WWF." He's the referee, right?
So he's the special guest referee for Randy Orton and Wade Barrett. So we're thinking, oh, Barrett's going to get the big rub. He's going to get the world title.
Because if Barrett did win the belt, Cena was gone.
So then Cena says, nope, and counts to 3.
No, and then they do this whole big spiel. Oh,
I've
Cena's
seen
gone.
I vividly remember watching that episode.
For like what, 1 day? 1 week?
Pretty much.
So,
Yeah.
So I remember crying my eyes out that night. I bought into it. I was a mark. I was a mark. Listen, I will admit, I will
So real to me, damn it.
I was it's so real to me, damn. I was, for a 12-year-old, this was quite embarrassing. So, and then what do you know? He comes back a week later. He's back. But then he did do something funny that they didn't show on TV.
Was it Juan Cena?
When house shows, he wore a luchador mask and he was named Juan Cena. So
Why didn't we ever get that in the game?
that would have been funny. Why didn't they do that on TV? That would have been funny.
26 does have a Juan Cena, but it's unlockable through my faction.
Oh,
Or it's that Farewell Tour pack, one of the two.
Oh, is Juan Cena in the
I
game?
know Ron Cena's in that.
Ron
No, there's
Cena,
a
yeah.
Juan Cena too.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
really? So Juan Cena
But
lives in
it's
it.
an odd way to unlock him, though.
He should come back as Juan Cena.
Yeah, no one would know. It's like Hulk Hogan.
Mr. America deal.
Mr. America, the Midnight Rider, and all that.
You can even make Triple H very mad because he knows it's you.
But yeah, so
So Cena comes back a week later, and he's, burying him even more. And
well,
this
he
is-
just shows up in his ring gear, starts beating
Yeah,
the
like,
Nexus
huh?
people.
Wait a minute,
You're fired.
Why are you in gear? Where's your street
And
clothes
then Wade
at?
Barrett
He
ends up
spilled my
bringing,
diet soda.
Wade Barrett ends up bringing him back.
Yeah, so he goes, okay, come back and we'll fight at TLC.
Yeah.
And he literally buries him with chairs.
Yeah.
Literally, he beats him in a chairs match. Okay, I hate the chairs matches. I hate them. And
Yeah, he
this
pretty
was-
much buries Wade Barrett under chairs.
Literally,
Literally.
He grabs him underneath chairs and buries him with chairs. I'm like, wow, that was very on the nose.
Yeah, and so then we go into 2011.
And this was
he main events WrestleMania with The Miz.
well, not only that, but
He buries Zack Ryder's career.
well, okay, yeah, so
Killed it.
so this is when he was doing all the the Fred movies on Nickelodeon, and
Yeah.
this was when he was peak PG superhero
Mm-hmm.
Cena. So at the Royal Rumble, he buries the Nexus again.
Eliminates
He comes out and eliminates the whole fucking team.
Yep.
And then he loses the match, accidentally eliminates Alex Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Cena loses, and what do you know? He's back in WrestleMania again.
Yeah, and main event with The Miz, which it's all just a match used to set up the next year's WrestleMania.
So this was
Rock Cena.
So this is a turning point for old Kyle here. This is when I was starting to get a little sick of Cena.
Yeah, this was your come to Jesus moment.
This was my come to Jesus moment, if you will. I will say, being a 13-year-old boy there, and hormones kick in, and you start to see the bullshit, and you're like, I'm really not liking Cena anymore. And of course, I did listen to the internet at the time too, so I was getting brainwashed.
What does hormones have to do with it, ladies and gentlemen?
Very horny bastard. Yeah.
Was there anything besides just the general LOL Cena wins for you that was just irking you during that time?
I think it was the superhero gimmick, or him just doing the PG insults and him winning all the time, and the whole Punk thing coming out, and then of course, I did get suckered in. I was like, all right, Punk's cool, Cena sucks.
What about you?
For me, the agitating thing is there was an overwhelming voice at this time that the fans wanted something else. And Vince doubled down on Cena.
Because this was
almost in spite of what the fans wanted.
This was 6 years into his run at the top.
I was extremely frustrated at this point with that.
And this was definitely when you heard the "Let's Go Cena, Cena Sucks" chants, and you can definitely tell who was chanting.
Friends of ours left wrestling about this time as far as watching it.
Well, yeah, a lot of people left wrestling because of Cena being Super Cena.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I was starting to turn into the, they say you live long enough to be the hero, you turn into the villain. And that was my case, so I turned on Cena a bit. I didn't like him anymore for years after that. And then he, like I said, he wins again, the title again. He wins again.
Yeah.
And then he has the feud with a weird, interesting feud with R-Truth. So this is when the R-Truth saga began.
Smoking R-Truth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, smoking.
I'm a good R-Truth.
I'm a good R-Truth.
R-Truth was funny as fuck at this time. R-Truth was one of the best parts of TV.
Yes.
He was funny as fuck. Like, him as a heel, we're like, okay, R-Truth's a heel.
He gets his one bit.
Miz and R-Truth did really good after this particular incident.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Yeah.
Where he smoked into an arena in the UK
The
crowd.
British fans thought he was smoking weed.
No, it was a cigarette. And
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, sometimes certain cigarettes, especially I think menthol, can put off a bit of a smell that can kind of fool certain people.
that's what I hear. So, they smoking there. So they have a quick pit stop at Capital Punishment.
Yeah, that was R-Truth's
One and only world title pay-per-view match or whatever. So, yeah, and then he loses by getting a drink thrown at him by a Cena fan. And, yeah. So this was another big turning point in Cena's career.
Yeah, and then that leads into Summer of Punk.
So 2 weeks later, a certain incident happens. A certain bomb was dropped in Las Vegas.
Of pipes.
Yes.
Pipes, not an actual bomb here, folks. Not that.
And you thought that the wrestling smart fans didn't like Cena then.
Oh, they had all the ammunition
now.
now.
They got their hero in Punk.
Punk gave us the ammunition required to then just absolutely destroy him.
So Punk becomes a martyr essentially.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh fuck! Now we got ammunition for all the Cena haters because they were already on with The Rock coming back and all that, and him talking shit, calling him a fruity pebble, and making fun of Cena. You already had people turning on Cena at this point. So then this leads to the Money in the Bank.
Was that what you were referring to as far as hostile crowds?
Yes. So this was definitely
Chicago.
So during this time was definitely I made my choice to turn my back on Cena and join up with the Cool Gang and all that. So I thought,
Cool Gang
is what I thought, at the time. But Cena held his own throughout this. He did. He held his own.
Came out walking up, knowing he was walking into a hostile crowd. He knew.
This was the other crowd I was talking about. That's right up there with the ECW crowd. This Chicago crowd did not want anything to do with Cena. All of a sudden, this pay-per-view became the talked about show of the year.
Oh yeah.
It was going to be just another B pay-per-view, whatever.
I didn't watch this pay-per-view, but I remember being so adamant that Cena should not win this match.
Well, see, I remember at the time we were not watching because we didn't have cable at the time because Dad was out of a job.
Yeah.
And, but we were hearing a lot of rumblings about this feud, though. Like, all of a sudden, because we all thought Punk legit, turned on.
Yeah, I remember that night, our buddy Gilbo, who hasn't been on the podcast yet.
Gilbo.
Come on, man.
He texted me. He goes, I think Punk's getting fired. And he said, I can't believe he said this on TV, and it was the pipe bomb.
Yeah, the infamous. You're the only thing you're good at is kissing Vince McMahon's
As
ass.
Cena laid there in a heap in the
And then
table.
he just casually stopped selling, and then he was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, but that was the feud. That was the feud of the summer. Punk
Yep,
and
that was the talked about. This was when all the old fans were starting to come back.
yeah, and Punk wins, and then Cena, of course, he gets the belt back, lol, from Alberto Del Rio.
Well, Cena wins again.
Yep.
So yeah,
I like Alberto.
Yeah,
Alberto was good for a bit, and then it got really old.
Yep.
Like, it got really, really stale.
and then Punk gets it back.
Yeah,
and-
but for good heel heat, he was always good.
Yeah,
I liked
until he
I liked Alberto there for a while there. He was doing pretty good.
until he got involved with
Especially Ricardo Rodriguez.
yeah, but until he got involved with women, no. But
Right,
we won't.
So anyway, Punk gets the belt back. So Cena's not in the championship picture, but his match with The Rock takes precedent.
Yeah, so they
Over
reignite.
everything in the company.
So they reignite the feud to build towards WrestleMania. So
So Rock and Cena main event WrestleMania.
lady parts.
Yep.
Yeah, so they did.
And I
well,
remember being adamant that The Rock definitely needed to win this match.
well, let's see. Survivor Series, they tagged together.
They teamed up, and that's when the hate really rolled down. on
Oh
Cena.
yeah, Cena got really booed, and then, like you mentioned earlier, this is when he buried Zack Ryder.
They buried Zack
Yeah,
Ryder.
so Cena was
Handed him
still.
the shovel.
They were trying to tease Cena turning heel too with Kane.
So yeah, because
Yes.
well, they were going to turn him heel. They were planning on turning him heel, and they were going to do it very differently than when we actually got.
yeah,
So Cena was going to come out with new gear. He was
New
going to come
music.
out like in this boxing robe. He was going to wear these shorts. He's going to come out. He actually recorded new music, and it was like a slowed down, like very sadistic rap. So he kind of went back to that.
that was
rap.
all in the works.
Yeah, and then he was going to come out and he was going to just be like, "I'm not going to be here every week," and all that. So he was going to totally turn up the heat on the crowd. But then, oh, we can't do that, pal. The merch, the money.
Yeah.
We can't. So Vince didn't want to fuck with the Golden Goose and said, "Nope."
Fuck up my gravy train.
So they bring Kane back and they put his mask back on,
Embrace the hate. They were trying to tease all the different heel turns, like possibilities
and
for
then
Cena.
poor Zack Ryder got buried in the process.
And then that led to
Lowell Cena wins.
that led to WrestleMania, which Lowell Cena lost.
Yeah, so this feud with The Rock was huge at the time. So that obviously this was
At
a
that
big.
point, before they went to the network, it was the highest grossing WrestleMania.
It broke the record as
Yep.
the most bought pay per view ever. So, but Cena did have him and The Rock did their thing. Had that good feud.
And I assume you were pulling for Rock in that match as well?
And the Cena Rock match,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I kind of didn't really have a favorite on that match. I kind of thought the same way I think about Rock now, and that he kind of just needs to enjoy his status as a legend and fucking stay in the sideline.
Oh, would you imagine what happened when he would do months later?
Yeah.
But yeah, Cena actually, when you look back on it, hindsight, obviously back then I was totally anti-Cena. When you look back on it now, he held his own in that feud, man.
Yeah.
He held his own. He called
Well,
out.
Rock wasn't there most of the time.
So Cena had to
it by
carry the
himself.
load. So, and then Cena's like, nice tattoo.
Yeah, and so Cena loses that match. Which
So yeah,
was-
he
was great.
loses. Yeah, so I'm like,
And he
oh.
kind of has, as we'll go through 2012, he kind of had a shit year. He wasn't doing really good. He was losing big matches. Brock comes back, squishes him.
Actually, he beats Brock.
Oh, that's right.
He beats Brock.
That's not till a couple years later. So Cena beats Brock. Lol, that was stupid. But then he has this supposedly supposed to have this stupid year. He's feuding on and off again with Punk.
John Laurinaitis.
John Laurinaitis. He main events a pay per view with John Laurinaitis.
What the fuck? Yeah.
And then he ends the year by losing to Dolph Ziggler. And then we get the rematch because he wins the Royal Rumble the next year. So we're gonna get the rematch with The Rock.
Can we talk about the fact that he won Superstar of the Year even though having a terrible 2012?
That's what I'm saying. He was
Yeah.
just running through that. He's supposed to have this shitty year, but then no, he were going with The Rock again.
This was his redemption storyline.
Yeah, and then he beats The Rock, and then
How about a little heel turn?
he's teasing that.
Trolling the crowd
And he's starting to slow down a little bit. We're starting to get the slowed down schedule.
yeah, so he wasn't going super hard, but
Well, this is also when he starts picking up movies.
True.
Other than the Marine.
which was kind of ironic because he
shit on The Rock
He shit on The Rock
Yeah.
for doing it, but then he ends up doing it.
Yeah. And some notable things from 2013 feuds with, we won't talk about the Ryback one too much because that was kind of stupid. He was there when Mark Henry fooled us all with the salmon jacket.
Feed me, boy.
Remember the salmon jacket?
The salmon
Who's
jack.
Salmon Jacket?
Salmon jacket, Mark Henry.
Oh, yes, fake retirement, Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Baby, I'm coming home.
Yeah.
That was
And then-
gold, Mark Henry.
That was Mark
gold.
Henry's best moment of his career. Like that was awesome.
Probably one of my favorites.
That and the
That's
Hall
what I
of Fame.
do.
Yeah, and then
And Lol Cena wins
he loses the belt to Daniel Bryan of SummerSlam.
in a great match.
Yeah.
Not to mention he had tennis ball in his elbow or something.
And that was when he was starting to prove to the fans that he actually could wrestle.
Yeah, so this is when he was trying to silence his critics a little bit.
Starting to add more to his repertoire.
Right. So he had the great match, lost clean at SummerSlam, put over Daniel Bryan clean.
Comes back a few months later, wins the world title.
Low Cena
wins
wins.
the world title, and then they decide to finally unify the belts.
We're gonna go back to Randy Orton again.
Yeah.
We
And
should
then,
have been counting these Lol Cena wins.
Yeah, I know. I need to start. We need to do a counter. You need to go
if
back.
you guys have an accurate count, leave it in the comments.
There's gonna be a lot of Lol Cena wins.
You could be a part of the production team today by
that's
adding
right.
that on there.
Added fan interaction there.
And then here we go back to 2014.
Ran it back with Randy Orton again.
Yep, and then he moves on to Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, which he beats Bray Wyatt.
Lol Cena wins.
He shouldn't have won.
Well, they did the 50-50 booking, so yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they were also teasing a heel.
50-50 booking.
50-50 booking.
You said they were teasing a heel turn.
Yeah, because embracing his dark side or whatever.
So he wraps up that feud with Bray Wyatt. He ends up winning the world title back because Bryan relinquishes it. And then we get to one of the most beautiful squash matches of all time.
Dude, the suplex, the birth of Suplex City.
Brock Lesnar beats the shit out of John Cena for the belt.
Cena did not have any offense almost in that match. He had like
No.
a couple of bright spots.
And I think
but-
that was kind of the point to maybe open the door to sympathy for Cena.
Right.
But at the time, it just gave us what we wanted. Cena's
Yes.
just
To
getting
me-
absolutely thrashed.
You know, to me, that was the day Super Cena died.
Yeah.
That was them killing the Super Cena character pretty much.
Brock pretty much took him behind the woodshed and
Yeah.
took care of him. Wow.
He needs to go behind the woodshed and do something else.
He needs to shit and wipe his ass.
Your chair's making squeaky sounds over here. But yes, up until that point, they were saying,
Squeaky.
"Oh, yeah,
My ass.
and sneaky,
Squeaks don't sound like
sneaky,
that.
sneaky." So this was at the point where they were calling him Big Match John.
Yeah, and he
He
didn't.
would always rise to the occasion. He'd always pull out the clutch to victory.
Yeah, and-
not on this night.
No.
Brock's like, "Fuck you."
And this was sort of like the beginning of him not consistently being in the main event.
Right. So
Because after like Survivor Series and then the Royal Rumble, he wasn't really in main events much for a while. Because
yeah.
he had his feud with Rusev for the U.S. title at WrestleMania.
So let's talk about casually 2015. Cena's like, "All right, it's
The
time.
US
It's time
Open
to
Challenge.
it's time to shut these critics the fuck up."
With the U.S. Open Challenge.
So he wins the U.S. title for the first time in 10 years. And then
he puts out bangers.
all of a sudden, Cena gets superpowers, and not in a good way this
And
time.
now he can wrestle with Cesaro and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, it started at WrestleMania when he busted out a springboard stunner.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, he's coming out every week, and he's putting guys over, not winning, but he's making them look good.
Yeah, he's making him look good.
Every week he was wrestling these banger matches, and this is when I was starting to be like, all of a sudden I'm starting to like Cena again.
It's like he's earning the fans' respects back a little bit.
Which he kind of
I still wasn't on the Cena train at this time, but I was starting to be like, okay, dude can go.
Were you still hating him?
Absolutely.
Honestly, he didn't care. He's like, fuck it.
Don't care.
We don't care.
I did notice his increase in skill and that his moveset grew. But the years of very overwhelmingly favorable booking for Cena had not worn off for me.
Yeah.
And they honestly don't until about the time the farewell tour starts.
Right.
So then it's damn, you just did not care, did you?
Hey, he's being honest.
Hey, honest Mike, motherfucker, Mike over here,
Mike, the honest motherfucker.
That's right.
So
then
Mike, the honest
motherfucker,
That's the RVD.
the whole fucking show.
So he does the U.S. title stuff until later that year when he loses it back to Del Rio.
Yeah, and then he puts over Kevin Owens during that.
Yeah,
too.
Kevin Owens gets his big break by beating Cena.
Clean.
Yes.
Clean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
and then-
beats him clean. That's crazy.
And then the fact that he proved he was a tough bastard, he got his nose broke
By Seth Rollins.
and he continued the match.
Yeah, that if you ever seen that picture of Cena,
Oh, you ever
it's
seen that?
rough.
Where
It's
his
gnarly.
nose was sideways.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they literally showed it in the video.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah,
gnarly.
it was like it looked like a squashed fruit or
and
something.
then he ends up getting hurt at the end of the year.
Yeah, he
So
loses.
he misses out on like wrestling for a while.
Yeah, so this is when it starts to get. So Cena
He's
starts
really starting to
to phase out a little bit.
Yes.
I guess the stem cells wore off by 2015.
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
then
Well, also he's getting more offers to do.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
he's movies. You
he's
know.
getting into the movie scene,
Yeah.
and then 2016, brief appearance at WrestleMania, and then he comes back, does a little brief thing, but then what really ignites it is his interactions with AJ Styles.
The AJ Styles feud.
Yeah,
Now, during this whole time, there's been a low-key simmering that rumors that Rock's going to return for WrestleMania and have a big match with Cena. And this rumor just simmers year after year after year until about, a couple years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this is where the rumor starts simmering that Rock's coming back to face Cena at Mania.
Yeah, and then as we're waiting for that, we get the matches with AJ. Those are pretty good.
They tear it up in the summer, and then they have the SummerSlam match was great.
Yep.
AJ goes over, and then Cena kind of walks away a bit.
Yeah, and then he comes back, and they feud a little bit more. And then Cena wins the belt again at the Royal Rumble.
Breaks the record, or ties the record.
Ties the record at the time. Then he kind of does something that you hadn't seen in quite a while. He was really starting to go down the card at WrestleMania.
He was actually in a mid-card match.
He was in a mixed tag mid-card match at WrestleMania where he proposed to Nikki Bella.
Oy, that's aged like milk.
Aged like fine milk.
That really
Yeah.
is
At the
holding
time-
together now, guys.
Well, also during that time, he was showing his other alter ego on Total Divas.
Yeah.
All right.
Which now that I look back on it, I kind of understand why he was like that.
These are my house rules.
Dude, his house. He's earned his house.
I mean,
He
think
needs to
about it.
make the rules.
He's a very classy guy. He likes his shit. He wants it kept clean.
Yeah, and then his appearances really start to slow down.
Yeah,
now.
he starts to become. This is when he was part time.
Yeah,
part time
officially
Cena.
part-time Cena.
He comes back and totally buries Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, yeah.
I could do this part time.
Because meanwhile, simultaneously, they're building up Roman Reigns to take his place.
Yeah, so Roman becomes the new. Well, at the time we were thinking next John Cena and all that. So then Cena comes back and goes, "You're just a copy bootleg of John Cena. I could do this part time better than you could ever do it full time."
That was a good line.
And then he goes, "It's called a promo, kid.
Yeah.
It's called a promo."
John could
John was tearing. That's
carry up on the mic.
That's something we've glossed over this whole time. John can cut it on the mic, man.
Yeah, he
dude
can.
can.
Oh yeah, dude always had the chop.
Oh, he always had the talk.
I mean,
man.
he has the background in freestyle, so dude can think on his feet.
Absolutely, he can
And
make.
that's very valuable. Even in the "Here's the script, read it, pal" promo.
He makes it good.
Era.
He makes it good, man. Like he can make you feel so many emotions cutting a promo. Dude. He can get you fired up, make you emotional. He can make you laugh. Even with the childish jokes and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But
And then,
man, he was tearing it up, and him and Roman had a one-off match at the time.
Yeah,
No
Roman
Mercy.
beat him. Roman beat him.
Roman won. Cena
he
went
was
away.
off- He went away for a while.
Came back.
Came back. Had this weird deal with the Undertaker.
Yeah, this weird.
You remember the
this?
deal with the Undertaker at WrestleMania 34?
Yes.
I think we
That's
came
kinda weird.
We came over here and watched it. I remember that.
Yes.
We were right here at Elevation Studios watching.
It ended up kind of just being a squash match. Undertaker squashed him.
Well, they were going to go 30 minutes. Taker wanted to go 30 minutes. Vince said no. Vince wanted it to be.
You remember Cena was in the audience and he was like, I'm just going to watch the show.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
That was very weird. Like,
Yeah, I'm just gonna drink a beer.
and then the guy
Look at
comes.
me, I'm
and then-
a regular person drinking a
And
beer.
then this fucking official comes and goes, "He's here." He goes, "Oh, he's here!" And then he gets
He
in the
just
back,
hops the barricade.
puts his gear on. He's a fan at this point. He just
Yeah.
goes back, puts his gear on. Oh, he has his gear in the back. Okay. He comes out and has a 5-minute match with Undertaker. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
And then he does a
does
couple
like-
more sporadic things. He faces Triple H at the Greatest Royal Rumble. They had a match.
I think that was Saudi money right there.
That was Saudi money.
Bing,
He
bing,
comes
bing,
back
bing,
for the
bing, bing,
Australian
bing,
show
bing.
at the end of the year.
Does the lightning fist for
Yeah,
some
he
reason.
creates that new stupid punch move.
Well, this is when he was starting to learn Mandarin as a language. And I think.
Yeah, and
Oh, this is when he was getting the Chinese ad money.
yes.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
and
he's
his
big-
hair was starting to turn into the old man hair.
Yeah, this is when the old man Cena started
he
coming
was getting
in.
really bad bedhead after a match.
Well, he was also pale as a fucking
yes,
ghost, too.
he was
getting
starting to slim down too.
Yeah,
he wasn't as
He
bulk-
lost his muscle mass.
Yeah, you could
He
definitely
didn't
tell.
even
he was-
wrestle at the next year's WrestleMania. He just showed up as the Doctor of Thuganomics.
for one last time, And
That was the last time he did that.
Yep. Well, technically, until
And I don't think he wrestled at all the rest of that year, did he?
2019. What did he do? Did he
I don't
show?
think he
He
did
showed up
anything.
on a couple of Raws, and
He was acting more.
he was in the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, that was his big thing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was Vin Diesel's brother for some
And then
reason.
we get to the pandemic. He comes back to feud with Bray Wyatt, and they end up having the Firefly Funhouse match.
That's technically where
which, if you've not seen that, is a 100% character assassination of John Cena.
Basically, there was...
Except for they don't explore that heel gimmick y'all were just talking about with the boxing robe. They never explore that.
The closest thing we got was they were putting Cena in the NWO.
Yeah, the heel thought of
Yeah.
the morning to possibly put him in an NWO faction.
What are you doing?
I thought I had
He's
the
been
fart.
shitting for like the past 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm good. I thought I had the fart there. Well, that was
Good thing you
technically...
didn't shit your pants.
I know, imagine that. That'd be a hell of an episode.
I don't know if he has, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, then, technically he donned the Doctor of Thuganomics in that
Just
fire.
for a brief moment.
So technically that was the last time he did that. So
Yes, and then he loses that.
he goes on
account.
hiatus. Yep.
And then we don't see him for over a year. He comes back in SummerSlam, Money in the Bank 2001,
2001.
2021.
Holy shit.
Sorry, I haven't been smoking. folks.
Damn.
Damn, Cena's a time traveler.
Yeah, he's a time traveler.
He
folks.
goes back to his prototype days.
No,
In
2021. He comes
comes-
back, starts a program with Roman for SummerSlam.
Yep.
Loses.
Yeah.
Roman.
With Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Froman.
With Froman.
With Froman Frames. Froman Frames, folks.
The Friable Fief.
If somebody on 2K community, make Froman Frames.
He's got a big fro.
Big Fro. Everybody remember Afro Thunder from Ready to Rumble Boxing?
Yeah, Froman Frames.
I do.
And Fran Frina.
It was.
Some guy with a speech impediment. Froman Frames versus Fran Frina.
It's Froman Faints.
And he loses. But that's not really what everybody talks about because Brock comes back. So that kind of, the Cena
They kind of brushed Cena off
Cena's
there.
brushed off. He doesn't do
He comes
any-
back in 2022,
Yeah,
like for his
no.
20th anniversary, I think.
Maybe, but he didn't wrestle at all in 2022.
Not really, no.
And then he comes back to do a little program in 2023 with Austin Theory.
Yeah, this was weird.
Which, boy, that dude, real good numbers for Austin Theory. Austin Theory beat him.
He beat him clean.
He beat him for the U.S. title at WrestleMania. And then Cena was pretty much off TV again. And then Cena shows up again. Wasn't it at the end of that year he had a match with Solo?
Yeah, so we had the program with Solo and
He teamed up with LA Knight.
yeah,
So, 2023, we had the tag team with LA Knight.
yeah.
And the single match with Solo. Those are pretty much...
That's when he called him a Taz ripoff.
Yeah.
He goes, "Only reason you got a job is because of your cousin."
And then
yeah.
the next time we'd see him, she made a cameo in the big match with Cody and Roman.
So let's also talk about the fact that it's time that all the boos are pretty much gone at this point.
Yeah,
Everyone
he's not-
started liking Cena
he's
again.
not really being hated. Now, he still hates him.
Yeah, he still hates John Cena at this point.
What point are we at?
We're at 2023, so yeah.
2023 going into 2024.
Yeah.
Oh, he's looking on Cage Match here.
I am. I'm looking.
I see
to,
that Cage.
See the history here.
Yeah,
Shout out the
we
Cage
just wanted
Match.
to make sure we got our facts straight.
Shout out the Cage Match for the fun
But like I
fact.
said, he makes his cameo in the WrestleMania 40 main event.
And
Then we don't see him again
until Money in the Bank,
where
and
he announces
he's going to retire.
he's gonna retire.
So I get to at this point for a few years, I started really got back. I respected Cena more, and I was like, okay, I
But
like
it made
Cena.
sense. I mean, he was showing up fewer and fewer times, and
Right, he
wants
wasn't
to,
shoved down our throats.
He wants to really kind of focus on the Hollywood thing. I get it.
So then we get the retirement tour.
Yeah, so then it really kicks off in January
At the
of
Royal Rumble, which
2025
we
this
were at.
year. He makes the announcement on the Raw Netflix that he's going to start off by being in the Royal Rumble, which all three of us attended that.
Yep, we were there, so we got to see Cena live before he
We
retires.
got to
Yep.
see his last Royal Rumble match.
Now that Raw before that, do you remember what he was doing? Or actually, it wasn't the Raw before that. Sorry, that's fucking August. Never mind, I stand correct.
Well, we did have a tag match on Raw after WrestleMania 40.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
he had like a random tag match,
That's right. You're right. Sorry, I stand corrected.
and then that's when he announced his retirement.
Yes.
and so
And then thus the retirement tour began.
All right, the retirement tour.
So we were, like I said, we were all there. We saw him in the Royal Rumble.
He should have won.
It's just me, but I dug the UK merch.
Oh yeah, the personalization of the where they're
Each city he was in.
Yeah.
his merch.
He had
That was
the
pretty
Indianapolis merchandise that night. So yeah,
It was Colts colors.
yep, Colts colors. Yep.
Yep. And then we get to Elimination Chamber. And
here's
the heel turn.
The one we've wanted for years finally
Now
happened.
this is right about the time where I start liking Cena all of a sudden.
Of course. Right when he
Now I was already the scales were starting to tip. My wife is more getting into wrestling at this time. I'm having to explain to her why John Cena is so relevant, and it kind of clicks to me like, John's pretty big, important part of wrestling at this point. And although I haven't liked him, I have to at least appreciate it and respect it. And so, teaching her kind of about John gave me a new look for John. So,
fair enough.
Yeah, the heel turn happens. It was the big newsworthy, news thing that happened this year. He does and then he obviously has a sporadic dates, so we had to wait a while for his.
He gives us like the countdown. We're gonna get. We got like 36 dates.
So he doesn't change his look.
No, a lot of people wanted that. A lot of people, and even
Yeah.
myself, I was kind of expecting him to.
I thought he was gonna
kind
come
of
out
new
with the-
look, new song. But no, and in a way that I kind of ended up respecting, he's like, you're not getting it. You're not getting anything.
What do we get?
You're not
What
gonna
do we
get-
get? You get nothing. It makes the kid in.
That's the point of the heel, not giving the fans what they want.
exactly.
And then he makes the kid in Brussels cry, which was funny. Not one of you sons of bitches asked how I felt.
He acted like a jilted lover
Oh yeah,
with the fans. That was great.
he was cutting these heel promos.
You did this to me.
I am taking it home with me. And then WrestleMania happens.
And you will never
Hey.
see it again.
His last WrestleMania.
Fiend.
Travis Scott.
Fiend.
Him and Cody's not having a good match at the begin with. They're like,
I don't think it's as terrible as everyone said it is.
It's not. It's
Here's
not.
my
the-
honest opinion.
It was overhyped.
People were shitting on that match mostly because Rock didn't show up and nothing big happened besides Cena winning.
The match was all right, but it was not
Except for Travis Scott weaseling his way down the ring.
for no reason.
And Triple H, he cons Triple H to giving him a title belt.
Yeah, the hardcore title. What the fuck?
At a concert.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
the fuck,
What the
dude?
fuck was up with that?
And then you never see Travis Scott again.
No.
So
They were
see,
plans, but
Yeah.
then he got pissed, took his ball, and went home.
Yeah.
he said it's too hard.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you, man.
See-
After catching shit for busting Cody's eardrum.
Yeah.
Well, he's a fucking hack, man. Fuck him. So they have the dud of a match, kind of. Cena wins his world title, breaks the record.
Yep, and then so we have the sporadic dates for the rest of the year. So they reignite his feud with Orton for that last time. Him and Orton fuck. What the fuck did that?
I think he just spawned something in his innards, ladies and gentlemen.
He got something in him, folks. But Randy Orton and Cena have one more match. That was okay. It wasn't too
All
bad.
right. Yep.
Then we get, which I remember this was shitty, when R-Truth got fired during this. And legit got fired. And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fan backlash was so big that they were able to get him to come back. And for a brief moment with his feud with Cena, he was Ron Killings.
Yeah, he cuts his hair, becomes Ron Killings.
R Cena.
And then at this time, Cena ran it back with Punk at Saudi.
Yep.
Which I'm like, all
teamed
right.
up with Logan Paul.
Oh, yeah. And then
And then as we get to SummerSlam,
all of a sudden, Cena turns babyface
he
again.
goes back babyface. They pivot.
They folded. They're like, this is not working out. Then Cena becomes babyface again.
And then he loses the belt to Cody Rhodes at
In a
SummerSlam.
way better match.
And then we get Brock Lesnar coming back, folks.
And then it led to WrestlePalooza.
Which Cena got pretty much squashed again.
Again, not as good as this time. This was stupid. This was worse. And then,
You guys skipped over the tag team match.
Money in the Bank?
Cody Rhodes and Cena versus Drew and Logan Paul.
Oh, so that happened after SummerSlam, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Since we're doing his few dates left at that point, I figured
Right.
touch that he did do that little tag team.
Oh,
match.
that's right. You're right. Fair enough.
Fucking damn. If you want to send us wipes, ladies and gentlemen, so we can.
Hey, I like Dude Wipes. You want to
Yeah,
sponsor
sponsor.
We're
us?
not begging really, but we'll take the sponsorship.
Shout out to Dude Wipes.
Dude wipes, Cottonelle.
We just caught him on camera smelling his own fart.
Hey, actually, a new study says
maybe that toilet spray stuff. We need
Poo-pourri.
something. We need something, ladies. And
hey, they actually say if you smell your own farts, your brain oxygen levels go up. Like, you
Well,
get
then you
smart.
haven't obviously been sniffing enough.
You read that article I fucking shared on Facebook, didn't you?
Was that the one?
Yeah,
That was the one. Yep. That was the one, folks.
There is evidence. Apparently, smelling your own farts can apparently boost your brain power.
Wow, we have really gone down the pike here. Damn. Talking about Cena, now we're talking about farts. Or in his Boston accent, fats. Fats. Yeah, his fats.
You're not taking a fat.
Are taking a fat? He's fat. Okay.
So he ends up. I think his next big thing he has that big match with AJ Styles in Paris, right? No, not Paris. Where was it?
It was in Perth. It was Australia.
Perth, Australia.
So that was what we talked about on our debut episode.
Yes, we reviewed that match in our very first podcast.
Yep, we did our debut
Cena
episode.
defeat Styles.
Great match.
Great match. Great love letter to their rivalry and many different references.
At this point, the retirement tour is.
They're making the swing upwards. They realize Cena just needs to have banger matches with people.
And then he won the Intercontinental title.
Beats Dominic Mysterio.
Becomes the Grand Slam champion finally.
Then they announce the last time is now tournament.
Oh, yeah.
He retains. Well, he loses the belt back to Dominic at Survivor Series.
And keep in mind, he got his ass whooped by females, and they're like, what the fuck?
He was outnumbered. And
oh, no, still, Super Cena in his prime would have killed them all.
Okay, but we're not talking about Super Cena anymore. This is
but
old
they could have gave him that one last hurrah.
They didn't know in that moment exactly if Dom was okay or not, and I think they were buying time.
Yes.
Kind of like the Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker and Mick Foley with Terry Funk coming out there.
What, did Dom get fucked up in that match?
Yeah, well, he had the Hurricane Rana where everybody was thinking.
There was a questionable spot where Dom legit got hurt, and he may have shook it off.
No, I didn't see that part, so I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it was that's I'm more inclined to believe your theory. But they're having this tournament, so they announced that his final match is going to be at Saturday night's main event in Washington, D.C.
Not Boston for some reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, some people would have thought that would have been more fitting, but they had this tournament. Everyone thinks Jey Uso's winning. He didn't win it.
Thank God.
LA Knight makes it to the finals with Gunther, who makes his return. LA Knight has a hell of a match. A lot of people, even myself, said we would have liked LA Knight to win that match.
You know,
yeah.
I watched this, and I forgot all about it. There was a 6-man tag match?
Oh,
John
yeah.
Cena, Ray, and Sheamus defeating the
That was his last Raw, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he should have had a match with Sheamus during this retirement tour.
Yeah, that'd been nice. The rumor mill going around was that Edge or Jericho were going to be one of his final opponents.
Well, that didn't happen.
He dropped a big ball there.
They didn't even do the idea where they had him attack Gunther.
There was no way that TK was letting Edge do that. So we'll just make that point.
Sorry, guys, it's not going to happen.
But yet they have said there have been AEW superstars that have asked to do things in WWE.
Right.
And TK has let them.
It's very hit and miss. It just depends on the situation. But
I know it's a one-way thing. WWE is not letting anyone do anything for AEW.
No, definitely not.
No.
But we do end up getting Gunther as the winner. And we get to Saturday night's main event. The bone of contention. So here we go, folks. Cena faces Gunther. They have a back and forth match. Well, Cena gets kind of more offense on himself. Gunther's kind of dominating. And we get a lot of the chokehold, which Gunther's putting over, the sleeper hold.
As he has promised to make John Cena do.
That's the point. John Cena is a character that has never given up. He's vows.
Catchphrase.
Never back down, never give up, whatever. And Gunther's going to do what no one thinks they can do, make Cena submit and give up in the first time in more than 20 years. And that's what happens. Cena taps out. And now the internet went ablaze with different opinions. So my question to you, gentlemen, because I already know yours based on previous discussion, but what do you guys think of the finish? Did you think it was the right call? If it wasn't, what would you have done different? Let's hear it.
No. It was not the right call. I did not like that ending. I didn't like Cena getting his ass kicked. They should have. I get the story they were trying to tell, but if this was his final match, they should have just went all out on his final match, like give him one last hurrah and all that. And him smirking at the camera, I understand people's arguments of why he did it, and him going, and then just going like that. I didn't like it. If they were gonna have him do it, he should have just passed out. He should have just passed out, done like an Austin thing where he passed the fuck out. Because, Cena for years and years, I know it's been 22 years since he tapped out. He did tap out before, to Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit, which was the last guy to make him tap out before. I understand he tapped out, but still, this was pretty stupid. He should have just, first of all, I would not mind if he would have won. I understand they're building Gunther up as a top guy and, top monster heel and all that, but this is John Cena, dude. I mean, he did so much. And I get people's like, well, Cena didn't need to win all the time. But I'm like, okay, but this was a big fucking deal. Like, this was them to kind of right the wrong of this retirement tour and all that, and they didn't do it.
What about you?
So I have the exact opposite stance.
Of course you do.
I think what Cena did in that match was intentional, every bit of it, and it told a story that some people didn't want to hear. And that is that Cena is not the same Cena. Cena is at his end of his career. He's becoming frail and weak, and he can't do what he used to do. And that's why he couldn't just pass out like a Stone Cold.
Yeah.
He never gave up. But Cena's not the same Cena. Cena's a weaker Cena. Cena's at the end of the road.
Yeah, but that totally goes against his moniker of never give up.
I know,
though.
but that's the point.
That's the story he's trying to
realizing
convey.
him
He's
smiling.
not the same person anymore. That smile is him realizing,
He can't get out of it. He's nothing else he can do.
and I've done everything. This is that him realizing this is the end of my career, and I'm happy with it.
I would have preferred if he would have. I know it sounds kind of corny. If he would have done the salute and then passed out. Like if he would have just.
Okay,
went,
now that might have been a little stupid.
that might have been a little dumb, but hey, it would have been better than him just.
Then he couldn't have
or
done
he
the whole
could've-
leaving the
or-
shoes on the ring thing.
Or they could have woke him up with some water or something. Like, goddamn. I mean, fuck. I mean, shit.
Well, I get why he wanted to do it that way instead of being put down like Old Yeller. Old Yeller realized he's not the same dog and went peacefully.
Yeah,
but now Gunther is the career killer now.
which I think is a good thing.
That's what this whole tournament was about, was to determine who was going to get that moniker.
But the problem is, why was Gunther doing the same shit over and over and over again?
Because it's what works.
He was doing the same old shit moves and all that. He was busting out the 5 moves of doom.
Well, it works.
And I'm like,
Gunther didn't need to make an expansive moveset for this match. It wasn't going to last that long.
This wasn't going to be your typical Dave Meltzer 5-star Tokyo Dome Classic.
No,
This match was...
I was not anticipating that.
Intentionally, the declining John Cena fully realizing he's declined.
Yes. That's the only reason I didn't have a problem with. Now, I admit, when I first saw it, I kind of went, the fuck? But then, as you sit there and realize what's happening, and
the story they're trying to tell in this match.
and because John's even admitted in this retirement tour, my body's giving out. I can't do what I do anymore. When he's realizing, holy shit, this is like the 5th or 6th time he's got me in this sleeper hold.
And I can't get out of it again.
He will not let me go.
He
That's
smiled,
it.
realized it's over.
He realized, okay, this is it.
And that's him realizing I can't never give up.
Now here's my problem.
You have to give up at least once.
I did not want them to do the pass out thing because that was done to make Stone Cold.
That was done to get him over. John's already over.
Yes.
I understand that part, but still, I feel like that would have fit John Cena more, honestly.
I understand why people, including yourself, were like, because you wanted to hold on to the thing of never give up.
But that's the thing. John's not capable of that anymore.
No. That was from Super Cena. This ain't Super Cena anymore.
I get that, but I still think they failed him on this retirement tour, and they
I feel like in
to
time-
do it.
I feel like they did the best they could after the AJ thing was them realizing, yeah, we're fucking this
Yeah,
up.
a little
Let's
too
fix it
little-
from this point forward.
Yeah, a little too late for that though. But yeah, they had 2 months left, and they shit the bed already. So they were trying.
Plus, look at what happened. Gunther was almost ambushed by a group of people after the event. That's heel heat, pal.
Oh yeah, he's
That
got.
is
Oh
mega
yeah,
heel heat.
I get it. He's got the heat
He's
and all
got
that.
to
But
get heat back from the Jey Uso tap at WrestleMania.
Yes.
that's my problem too. Like this is the guy that tapped out the Jey Uso, and now he's tapping out Cena. Really?
Well, he's also tapped out a lot of other people.
You also have
It was the fact that Jey Uso was able to tap him out. That's what that match told. That match told Jey Uso overcoming Gunther
and now
in that one moment.
Yeah, and I also figure because of that, now he's like, I'm not gonna let that fucking happen again.
Yeah, he's never. That's also going to change Gunther from there on out. The moment someone hits him with one of those, he is going to probably flip shit.
And look what ended up happening. He retired Goldberg right after that, won the belt back, and then he retired John Cena.
Now he's got to probably retire Brock next year. Now
That's the rumor. He's going to be
gonna-
Brock's opponent perhaps next year when Brock Lesnar retires. I think that's probably a good idea.
Brock Lesnar has been adamant that he's half retired anyway.
Yeah.
yeah.
So if they're going to do it, hey, if they keep doing this, it's ultimately going to pay off to the next big star that they have beat Gunther. 'Cause it's like,
yes, it'll pay off for them.
Like, I understand they're building Gunther up as the monster heel, the final boss type character and all that, but yeah.
and plus, not every WWE show should end with a happy ending. Kids need to cry sometimes, folks.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Grows them up a little bit.
not everybody wants to
And
see
life, not everything in life ends
I
happily.
appreciate that when they do that sometimes with the superhero, dying and all that, but not everybody wants to see that.
But see, the superhero didn't die. The superhero just realized he wasn't super anymore.
Yeah. Almost for you anime fans, you may not understand this, but it's like when Goku gave up against Cell.
Yes, because he knew there were others that could beat him.
Yep, and he's like, I'm not going to be able to beat you. So Gohan, get in there. This is a little different as far as like that part, but like the same moral is like,
I can't do this, but someone can.
yep.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand your all's point of view. At least I'm not these.
The reason why a lot of people aren't seeing it is because they're emotional at the
They're
fact,
too attached to what John Cena always was.
which is ironic because most of these people were
Well,
pissed
the
off
same
that
ones
he,
like me that hated him through most of his career.
Yeah.
This guy over here was
It's like,
anti-Cena for a
we're
long
mad
time.
he never loses, and then he loses. He shouldn't have lost that way.
That's how I felt at the Royal Rumble when he should have won.
I actually think it was well done. It took me, I'll admit, I did not get it right away. I was a little bit in shock, a little bit slack-jawed. But after thinking about it all night last night, coming into the show today, it clicked for me that they were telling a declining of the superhero story that very rarely gets told.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then he leaves his shoes and leaves
He
his...
didn't leave the jorts.
No, he's not going to go butt-ass...
Although there was a man that was cheering
Take
very
the jorts!
adamantly, leave the jorts!
How about Triple H getting booed out of the building?
Okay.
Yeah.
Triple H gets booed,
And then-
they come out for
and then-
the ovation.
What about when he got in Cena's ear and he was just laughing? No, it's almost like it's like...
All right, here's where I'm going to jump in on this for a second. Okay, Triple H deserves some criticism this year because his booking has not been the greatest. Yes, boo this man, that's fine. Go ahead. But the reason he laughs is, what the fuck do you want him to do? Cry? He wants to hear people boo you. What do you want him to do? Break down and cry? The dude's just going to laugh. Let him laugh.
Well, that's not why he was laughing. I'm pretty sure he was laughing because he's like, hey, we fucking got him.
Well, I don't know that specifically, but I know the interpretation I got was he heard the boos and he's like, okay, whatever. I mean, yeah, what the fuck? I mean,
It's very. It was the honeymoon between the fans and whomever runs the booking in WWE was not going to last forever
No.
anyway. Even before Vince started really screwing things up, there were calls for Vince to step down, which was never going to happen.
no.
But the point is, the fans are never we're very rarely going to be in consensus over liking what's happening from the top down.
Yeah, to quote Daniel Bryan, fickle.
Fickle ass fans. We are.
I mean, yes, they are fickle, and, we are fickle to an extent and all that, but, they do have a right to voice their opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
as paying
Yep.
entities.
But my only issue with that was they're spending all this time booing Triple H, and their Cena is just trying to soak up that this is my last night, and people are already just going, "Fuck you, Hunter." It's
Well,
like,
they
Well, that
they-
lasted for like what, a minute, and then it died. I
Little
think
bit,
they
yeah.
kind of got the message. Like, it's not appropriate right this second.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, but then they did that for...
Hunter endured, grinned and bared it, and then the video package played, and everyone
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah, I mean, well, except when he showed up on the screen and all
And
that.
then they booed him again.
And you notice they showed Vince?
They
They
did.
were not scared to admit that Vince was key and instrumental. in
Oh, yeah,
things.
because you got to
Cena
admit...
actually started tearing up when he saw Vince on the
Yes.
screen.
Well, Cena's always viewed Vince as a father figure.
Well, yeah, because without Vince, there'd be no John Cena.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, Stephanie gave him that shot with the freestyle, but Vince ultimately is the one that had to greenlight that, and because of that,
And Vince is also the one that kept greenlighting him.
yes,
And he was the one who coined that phrase ruthless aggression before Cena debuted.
yep,
He wanted someone to come out and show who had ruthless aggression,
yep.
and John was the guy that showed it.
And at least Cena got a better send off than Goldberg.
Yeah,
They
Goldberg
didn't
was there.
botch Cena's.
They didn't shut the
retirement
feet
speech.
off when he was trying to talk.
So I bet Goldberg wasn't too happy sitting at home.
What the
but,
fuck?
But Bret Hart was probably laughing.
Fuck you.
Goldberg was not happy.
Fuck you, Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg didn't deserve that.
But speaking of Bret Hart, have we announced the gay lovers?
We did on last week's. Yeah.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
we did, but my memory's not the greatest. That is.
Yeah. Vince and Sean were lovers, but I bet you that Bill Goldberg was involved in that.
But yeah, so that's John Cena has ridden off into the sunset.
Yep.
Off into the dusty trail. We saluted him.
He signed a 5-year ambassador deal, so he's still with the company in that capacity.
Which he might get a Hall of Fame induction soon.
What that entails as far as his on-screen presence, we don't know.
Usually very little.
But if he does come back, he says that he will not be in his outfit anymore. He will be
he's retired to jorts. Yep.
So he'll probably be back in a suit.
I'm guys in a suit now.
Considering prior ambassador deals, very rarely do we see them on screen. They're usually off-screen, promoting WWE in other countries. Usually,
Yep.
Perhaps, yeah. They go out and they do the PR and all that stuff. But
Like, Titus O'Neil does. He's the ambassador of the company, so that's what Cena's going to be doing.
So my question to you fellas, do you think this is going to be a permanent retire, or do you think Cena's going to keep to his word, or do you think the money's going to someday?
Well, I worry about the Saudi money, because that Saudi money goes
the
really.
temptation is always there for, especially the longer you're out and the more you realize the money's drying up.
Shawn Michaels.
Now here's the difference, I think, with Shawn Michaels. Though Shawn Michaels didn't have a Hollywood career.
Shawn Michaels did not have that to fall on.
I mean, he had
John does, but if that dries up soon enough, we might see that. Or say another entity, maybe AEW offers some money, maybe 20 years, 30 years down the line. It's not going to be anytime soon.
If they're still around.
If they're still around. Warner Brothers Discovery deal.
Oh, yeah, with the
definitely
Netflix
scared
shit,
the crap
yeah.
out of AEW.
Yeah, and the Netflix and all that other fun jazz.
Uncertainty over in Tony Khan land.
Yeah, we don't.
That's a discussion for another time.
Oh, that is
discussion for
a whole nother can of worms.
All right, so we've got to the end of the road here for John Cena, for in this video as well. So before we go, does anybody have any
Potential.
final thoughts? Your favorite maybe Cena moment, something you want to sign
I have to nod my invisible cap at Cena and thank him for the incredible rivalries. Thank you for the entertainment. Thank you for giving me someone to hate all these years. Yeah, I'm a hater, but I was loyal in my hate to you, if that made sense.
There is one of his trademarks: hustle, loyalty, respect.
My hate for you actually at one point was the thing that kept me going in wrestling. So I have to tip my hat off to you for that, John, and thank you for your sacrifices. From Michael the Motherfucker at Rated R Wrestling Podcast, thank you.
John, he without John, he was one of the guys that got me into wrestling and all that when he was in his prime. But, I was very loyal to him for years. Yeah, I did turn my back on him for a few years there, but I did come back around to him. It's like, I couldn't, disown him that long.
Yeah.
And, he's definitely proved his worthy as an all-time great.
Yeah.
He's definitely proved it. And, he had his classic matches with Edge and Randy Orton, even though he had 200 of them.
Did you have something that just popped up?
No, it's more, I remembered a segment that's kind of died on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, but due to constraints of some sort or another, I believe we might have to bring it back sometime soon. Maybe not this episode, though.
Oh. Which segment's that?
Hoop Scoops.
Oh, yeah. What happened to Hoop Scoops there?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll have to get back in touch with him so he can provide me with some more
We were with him yesterday. We should have asked him.
but he
Or we'll just start throwing out scoops for Hoop.
There you go.
There you go. We'll reverse Scoops for Hoop. Yeah.
I'll prod him a little bit the next time I get a
There
chance,
you
so
go.
we'll get some stuff there, because we definitely like to hear from him again. But
For sure. But yeah, Cena, thank you for your memories and your matches and your classic feuds and hell of a career. Can't wait for your Hall of Fame induction, man.
I mean, I can't really put it better than you two gentlemen. I mean, I'd say pretty much the same thing. Thing I'll say is basically the dude was like our childhood.
Literally.
Growing up in our teens and
he was our Hogan.
He was there. So when they were playing those video packages showing up his career, I got a little emotional because it's that's holy crap, that was a huge part of our lives right there.
Really,
And whether we like it or not, whenever we talk about wrestling for the rest of our lives, it'll probably involve Cena.
Yeah, he's going to become part of that wrestling lore now. Mm-hmm. 23 years is a long time being around.
He as people in the 80s, that was their Hogan. Well, he's
kind of like our Hogan.
he was the top guy, the constant main event guy for the majority of the time we've been watching as fans. So it's because like when I fully been full on board back into wrestling on a consistent basis, he was almost back. He was almost the top guy, and then once he did that, he was pretty much it for the entire ride. So thank you, John, from us here at Rated R Wrestling Podcast. We do salute you, sir. And we hope to see you sometime down the road in some capacity. And if by chance you happen to be on social media and see this little podcast and like what we say, give us a shout out.
Give us an a like. Maybe subscribe.
Yeah, we would love to hear it. Give us a shot,
Absolutely.
That's all we're asking for from anyone in the audience.
If you don't, we understand. We're kind of a speck in your universe there, but
We really are, yep.
well, like we said, we are very happy that you've been a part of our lives, and we respect you and we salute you. And us here at the Rated R Wrestling Podcast, thank you, sir. So, it's John Cena,
and his name is John Cena.
All right, so this has been Aaron, aka Stud Muffin Supreme.
And Mo Lester here, talking on there.
That's his name this week, people.
Yep.
And this is Michael the Motherfucker, and this has been the Rated R Wrestling Podcast.
See y'all later.
Later on.